Hey, how's it going, internet?
Yo,
How
what
is
up,
it,
what up?
Twitch? What's going on? Welcome to Neon Lights in Night City, the actual play stream of Cyberpunk Red and the first and only game on this channel that reaches affiliate right now. Actually, we just got that. Big congratulations. And it's just this show. Many of us get it. Nope, it's just mine. I'm going to claim it.
We're not official yet, but we're getting there.
Yeah, we've been invited. But I'm going to say the show is affiliate right now. That's it.
We're affiliated. We gang affiliated right now, okay? It's official out here.
You say we're gang affiliates.
We gang affiliated out here. In Minecraft, by the way, because now that we're affiliated, we shouldn't say shit like that anymore.
It's so good to see y'all. I'm so glad to be here.
Miss you guys so fucking much.
Especially because the last few times have been me alone, and I like having other people on screen with me.
I know, right? Hi, babies. How's everybody feeling?
Bree was there with you.
It's true, but you weren't on screen. We got to figure that out.
Yeah, we gotta work on that. It's okay. Anyway, take us in, boss.
Anyways, my name is Tate Washburn. You can find me at kinda_writing, and I am the GM here. And then we're just gonna go down the line.
I forgot overlay order. Who's overlay order again?
You.
It's me. Fuck, it's me. I knew it was me. What's going on, everybody? It's Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, aka your favorite fox, aka Fronto Leaf Foxy. I'm gonna add more to that nickname as things go. That's fine though. Don't worry about it. And today I'll be playing Fox the Fixer. If you want to find me on the internet, you can find me at Young_Foxy. That's YUNG_FOXXII. Same thing on SoundCloud, by the way. Please listen to my music. I need streams. And that's really all I got.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I play Lynx, the Netrunner. I
Hey.
don't do any sort of social media blog.
The true Netrunner doesn't want to be found.
A joke never gets old, dude. It's so good.
It's what I gotta say, man. And Dan.
Hey, I'm Dan. I play Doc Huckabee. I have a Twitter. It's at LandTheDan. 9 letters, 1 word.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
I'm Joe, and I don't know where the fuck I am today because I just didn't show up in the call today, so I'm not here for the game. Hey, you can find me on Twitter at ImpactFountainJoe if you're looking for me. And if
Give
you
him a
find
shout out
me,
when he's not here.
for not being here in game today.
I am allegedly 6'1", but I'm actually 5'8". I am Joe.
I'm not gonna pretend to be Joe. I
Damn,
can't.
son.
I'm not
I ain't.
an e-boy.
I guess you're spilling all the TJ.
When Joe isn't, when someone isn't here, we're allowed to mess with him. Yeah. But yeah, I'm that's all the players. I'm everyone else in the world. And let's do a quick summary of last time then. Last time you guys did a silver hand. You were doing a silver hand. You caused a riot in front of Continental Brand. Dion punched the whole thing into the right direction. Lynx ended up absolutely destroying another Netrunner in the process, and that you guys blew up 2 floors of a building. It actually went way better.
In Minecraft. We got to be careful about that. We're affiliate now. We got to be careful. We can't get clipped, guys. We got to be careful.
Yeah. No, it's in game.
In
a game.
We did it in a game. In a tabletop RPG.
But yeah, and then you guys managed to capture 3 people. One was someone who was just running like their tech. One was the guy that's like their main contact for hiring people, and then the Netrunner that Lynx managed to knock the hell out. You also ended up interrogating them. Dion found not a lot of information about who hired them because they were after Dion. He found that they were hired by someone from Biotechnica, someone mid-level, or at least the accounts were paid by someone at Biotechnica. You also found more about like their tech, how it works, and some of the jobs they have done in the past, because their tech guy kind of collected a lot of that information, which Lynx hasn't gone through yet. And then, we found out that Fox definitely loves a few very specific anime and then uses that to torture people effectively.
I think you mean we found out that Fox has taste? Excuse me?
Or good anime, but he still uses them to torture people.
Torture
in game.
like
Interrogate. Yeah, what I wanted to do was, Link, you did manage to get in contact with Oryx, and he said, "Oh wow, you guys need to lay low, so I'll come to you, and you can bring whoever you would like. I would like to talk to most of the team, but it doesn't have to be everybody, because I have a job for you." And I think that's actually the thing I'd like to start on. It is Monday after you have done this terrorism. It's been like 2 days, and you just know the time and the place being the gas station, sort of out front in front of your apartment.
Well, Lynx is going to invite everyone, but I'm assuming Dion is busy researching.
Yeah, you don't know where Dion is. He's just kind of gone. Like, he's not even in his room. He's just somewhere.
He seems to do that sometimes.
And
I'm really
he's kind of
wondering
just,
what's
like,
up with that.
He's really
he's kind of
worn
this
out.
dirty, hairy investigator type, so he just tends to go away when he's researching stuff. You just don't know where he's at.
I mean, I guess I got some time to spare him on. I could use a little bit of space away.
Doc Yin?
Sure, I could use a break.
It's my turn to feed Raina, so I'll take the excuse. It's fine.
But yeah, I would also like to know, Lynx, how much background details are you going to give about Oryx? To
Fox.
I mean, Doc knows quite a bit. I don't know how much Doc knows, though.
Oryx is a little. It's kind of important to Lynx, so she's not gonna tell Doc much beyond Oryx's, big brother.
Mind your fucking business, huh? How about
Is
that?
he watching? Is he always watching?
Oh,
Not that kind of big brother.
What's got you laughing so hard, Foxy?
I hate it. I hate it so much. I just hate it.
Lynx, in the back of your mind, you're like, well, I don't actually know how he keeps contacting me so effectively, so maybe he's always watching. You don't.
No, don't feed the joke.
He's a master hacker. It's a reasonable thing to ask.
So, you
I
guys.
didn't even ask it as a joke. Like,
Who knows?
I didn't know what kind of big brother she meant. Fuck it, this is going on the flip list.
Okay. Oryx is in fact my actual big brother, not whatever you're thinking of. So.
But yeah, so you guys are sitting in the sort of gas station food area. I think I've described it before, that it's like it was half a restaurant, half a gas station. Even years later, because it hasn't been in operation in years, you can still like smell in the grout some of like the spices. You think it might have been some kind of maybe Indian food. You're not sure. There's definitely a smell of cumin even after it's been washed a bunch of times. And you're just sort of sitting here waiting, and you're not exactly sure how Oryx is going to show up. And then you end up hearing, just kind of faintly at first, and then a little more, like a drilling sound underneath you. You don't know what this is, and then it stops. And there's like a sign at the front desk that is a holographic sign, and it definitely, like it normally said like sandwiches, shawarma, ham, etc., 3 for $5, 3 for 5 eddies, or something like that. And it starts like buzzing out. Yeah. Hey, well, I mean, you don't know how much eddies were worth at the time, how long ago this was, but it's probably a pretty good deal. It starts fuzzing out, and it starts shimmering, and then like the whole thing, you haven't seen hacking of a hologram projector before, but you imagine this is what it looks like as it sort of redirects, and then this image shows up in front of you of a guy, and it's about the size of a guy. And Lakes, what does Oryx, at least his avatar, generally look like?
Good question. I guess it's I guess it's mostly just kind of like Oryx when he was still alive, but like it sort of like in like a lab coat, right?
Mhm.
Almost probably how Lynx imagines how he probably if he probably how he was when he was interning at Arasaka, right? How he might have looked.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess especially Doc, this would be a new person for you to see, and for Fox, it's like, yeah, definitely you can see the family resemblance to Link. He's described as Link's older brother, but he actually looks he's probably the same age, if not a little younger than her in image. As he stands there, and I think the first thing he says is, "Hey, Fox, haven't seen you in a while." Yeah, how's it going?
You don't look that much different.
You've known him before as like this kind of. He's direct. He's not shy, but he's like just doesn't offer a lot. And there's something that seems slightly off about that. Like he's a little more energetic. He used to be just kind of like this tired older dude, but to you, he's kind of an older brother, so you're not sure you have a best remembrance of him. And he's like, huh. I guess I appreciate Link that you didn't like tell everybody everything, but I'm gonna have to do some exposition then because it's sort of important. Hi guys, I'm Oryx Fox. You know me as Oryx, but only kind of. Let me explain. First, my name's Oryx. How you doing? And he's pointing to you, Doc.
Could be. Pleasure.
I assume you're Huckabee. I don't like digging into other people's stuff, but I've seen your name around.
I just introduced myself. So.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. Maybe he missed that. He's like, all right, yeah. Like, yeah. So I'm Oryx, but only kind of. You remember like all the stuff happening with Arasaka before they nuked themselves, right? Where they were like digitizing people and not always like on their will, like they were not always planning on doing that.
I had rumors,
Do you remember
but
any of that? So it was definitely a thing. I'm technically the closest copy they could make of Oryx.
right. So
I'm an AI.
Fox just kind of is like trying to seem like he gets all this. It's just like, yeah, perfectly. Yep, I get. Yep, that's a thing that exists right now. Ma,
Fox?
the fuck is happening right now?
I'll get to it. Sorry, you were saying something, Doc.
I was just gonna say Huckabee glances at Lynx to gauge her reaction to this this announcement.
She knew. You don't have to roll insight. He's definitely not surprised by that. I don't know, but does Link react to him like telling people directly?
She trusts Big Bro's kind of like, you know, though. Since especially since he's an AI now, so and also like he's pulled her ass out of the fire a lot, so
It's like, yeah, to explain, Fox, you thought I was dead, and I kind of was. It was actually probably a few years ago. Link's here found me, the digital me, just kind of going through the old Corp Center, looking for Arasaka stuff, and got me out. I actually spent like 10 years, 15 years just stuck in a box. It was not pleasant. I had a bunch of like old media and memories and stuff to go through, though.
So, what have you been up to recently? Is the first question.
Yeah, it's kind of related. Since I've been gone, and Link, side note, Link, he hasn't told a lot about this. He's been a little secretive. Since I've been out and about, I found a lot of other AI actually in the old net. Not really a thing that I'll bet a lot of you on the meat space are aware, but yeah, we got like a whole city in there of just AI.
With Arasaka digitize.
Oh my.
There are a lot of people who they didn't digitize on purpose, who are like net runners that were deep running in the net, who their body died. They did digitize a lot of people. The more important thing is they made a lot of copies of people because purposely digitizing someone goes wrong a lot. Most of the copies of people end up just being their own person. Most of them aren't too unstable. It's really the dark demon types. Link should be familiar. They're basically like copies of a net runner who tanked the whole net and made their like hunter killers of programmers. Like sometimes they end up like the dark demon types. But generally they're like me. And yeah, we've got a whole city. I'm actually kind of one of their contacts. We call them meat runners, actually. People like me who are more interested in meat space and sort of collecting resources and stuff.
I'm just trying very hard not to laugh at the word meat runner. He's just
I know,
like,
it's silly. I didn't come up with it. It's the true AIs, the ones that never had a body, that came up with that, and they don't understand how silly it sounds.
yeah, you should have them workshop that, boss.
Phrasing.
Yeah.
Is that
We-
media that still exists?
It definitely existed at some point, Doc. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
like, so,
Second question, then, if you don't mind, real quick.
yeah, okay.
Are
Sure.
there more of you out there?
Yeah, we don't really consider them more of me, but they started from the same guy.
Just a curiosity. Which leads to my third question. I'll let you get back to your spiel after this, I promise. But this is a very important
okay,
question.
okay.
Fox
Okay.
kind of walk over to Lynx and like plug both of her ears and just go, "Can you fuck?"
It's like,
Kinda.
Okay, just wondering. Continue.
Or is it very like, okay.
Fox is
But
just
anyway,
like, Lynx is just like, excuse me?
Don't worry about it. Not important. Anyway, business talk. More.
but anyways, I didn't want to make this weird between us. I don't know that I really consider myself having a relationship, you and me, Fox, like, or other people, and I try not to mess with the real world, real runners. Maybe we could call it that. Nah, that seems putting value on the real world. Anyways, the meat space. But I kind of need your help. I can't interact with the meat space too much, and you guys seem to be pretty good at both keeping secrets, but also getting stuff done, especially after that Continental brand stuff. That was pretty heavy. Congratulations.
What can I say? I do good work.
It's like, but AI has started going missing.
You see?
How does a program
need
go
to-
missing?
Yeah, so it is possible to catch an AI and contain them, but we didn't think anybody, one, had the tech to do that anymore, and two, was mad enough to get into the old net to do it, because of all these dark demon type programs absolutely destroying any of you guys who try.
This reminds
We
me
don't
of an anime
know.
I used to watch back in the day, but I can't figure out what it was called. Something about kids and like weird creatures and
We can discuss that later.
Digimon.
Okay. Oh, different one. Okay.
That's what it is. We're doing a Digimon, guys.
Yes and no. I
What
have
is
some
it?
theories. I need you guys. This is gonna take way too long to explain.
Sounds a bit juvenile.
Hey, you know, frankly, I'm offended you'd say that.
Look, I dropped an early 2000s cartoon show instead, so I think that I'm probably the one who's worse.
Everybody has to get older. Nobody says you have to grow up.
I still watch it. I have some theories as to what it might be, and I think that at least some of them are ending up in Night City. Lynx, I told you not to trust robots. The only thing I could think of people stealing AI for is to shove them in a robot to make them faster and stronger and whatnot.
Oh.
And
Fox is just kind of like, oh, that sounds hazardous.
They would
Or
still
yeah,
need
and look,
to control them, no? Otherwise, wouldn't they just rebel?
yeah, but I hate to get too dark on this, guys, but if you contain an AI in a box and you can control what they're allowed to feel and touch, you can start torturing an AI pretty easy in some pretty dark ways. Generally, we have control over the kind of sensations that we have in digital space, but we start losing that control if we don't have the bandwidth to do so. Putting an AI in too small of a box is, you actually see him like shudder involuntarily, is not great. It's not a fun time. So, you know, it wouldn't be hard. It unfortunately wouldn't be that hard to control them. They just would be better at controlling it than, say, the Black Eyes program or your average demon program.
Hey, Tate, would Fox at any point recently have maybe heard about anybody like selling off a bot or like buying any bots or anything like that that might be
Not
like,
on the top of your head, but you would be able to roll for that later.
I will do that later. Yeah, I'll just mention the works like, all right, well, I can't think about anything off the top of my head, but I can dig around for a bit and see if anyone around's been buying bots or selling them off or anything particularly nefarious looking. It's usually good leads around here, and most people who spend money tend to be really loud about it.
Well, that's why I'm coming to you guys here. You know, some of the other people in my same job position, I really don't like meat runners, honestly. like that's not a good term. But a lot of the other runners, they have
The
other
only one
contacts.
we've had offered besides that from chat was flesh tubers, and frankly, I hate it. And frankly, I hate it. I know it was.
It was Spree's suggestion, yeah. But no, so you guys, so back to orcs. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna need you guys to do some research because everything that we've looked at, everything we can have access to, there's nothing we can find. We're thinking that if they're gonna steal AI, that they're going to do a good job of keeping physical records instead of digital ones.
That makes enough sense. Means they're at least not being dumb about this, which makes our job harder, but more fun.
It's like,
Also means it limits the amount of people who can actually do it because they got to be smart.
Exactly. Ain't that many smart people hanging around the city these days.
and look, I need to really emphasize this to you guys. If too many people find out that we have an AI city and like we're making society, it could go pretty poorly. We've been trying, or I've been trying, and people like-minded with me to create a base in Meat Space in the physical world that we could then live with you guys. We're looking into places that had old robot factories and things like that. And if this keeps going on, then the people in charge, the AI in charge, are not going to let us do it. This has spooked them real hard.
Lynx, there is a very noticeable twinkle in Fox's eyes at hearing this, just like a very noticeable. He's just like, well, you sought us out, so that means a couple of things. First is we get good work done, and it tends to have a pretty high track record of success. Case in point, kind of just like thumb in the direction of these probably still largely ruined scene of the explosion they caused a couple days ago. Then it'll kind of slip back and say, that also means we usually get paid for what we do, and discretion costs extra.
Exactly.
We do have
what
a
I have gotten.
after all.
Sorry, what?
We do have a media among us after all.
Big point.
Yeah.
I mean, he's usually here. He's pre-oct.
Lucky for you, he is elsewhere at the moment.
Well, that's part of the payment. So I've gotten approval that we can hack 3 banks to do a maximum of 5K each to you guys. If we do too much more, they'll notice. And so that's the most I can get you. But honestly, if this goes well, if we can find out who did it, if we can neutralize them, I might be able to make at least your media and you guys to an extent be sort of our main contact for, I guess, the steps forward to reintroducing us to society.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us used to be people, and a lot of us miss
being people.
Food and being able to be outside, interact with others. A lot of us miss our old family that are still around. I'm lucky enough that Lynx here is both good at being a net runner and discreet enough. I know a lot of my friends and coworkers, they don't have that.
Fair enough. Hey, Tate. I'm gonna use my job ability if I can to see if I can haggle the price for a job up 20%.
Yeah. Now remind me what that roll is. I should probably
10 plus 28 for me.
Plus 28? What the?
Yeah. Because it's plus I think because it's plus my cool plus my a couple another skill, one of my social skills I think, which is really high.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what social skill do you want to do?
I'm gonna go with my highest social skill, which I have actually a couple ones. I'll go with persuasion. And this is actually where I'm gonna do a little bit of tagging in here, based on some role play and some history, right? Because we've been doing Lynx. So you and I have been doing work together for a while now. So even though Fox is pretty shit at accounting, he knows that you know your way around some banknotes if needed. And so Fox kind of got to turn back to orcs and just say, yeah, about 5K is pretty reasonable for trying to keep larger banks off your head. But given the recent collapse of the Swedish foreign bank, if you could probably route them through some foreign accounts, you could probably wire us all at least a good 20% more than that without being noticed too much, right? And I'm gonna try to roll that. That's the wrong button. I'm sorry.
Why
It's
not even the right one. That's the number.
Yeah, so it looks like you would be rolling cool plus trading skill plus your operator rank.
Okay, so my trading skill is 12. My
Mhm.
cool is 8, I'm pretty sure. And then my operator rank. Oh, sorry,
It's
it's
5.
25 then, my fault. So that
Yeah,
36 is actually a 30, it's actually a 33. My bad.
Okay. Uh, that's still real, real good. Hmm.
I'm good at what I do, boss.
You know, I can
Almost like
definitely
all
talk
the
to our
buttons.
guys. Yeah, look, I can talk to our guys in Europe. Uh, we'll see about that. That doesn't seem unreasonable, though. If we do that, it would probably be more than just 20%. It'd just be another 5K from them. So, you know,
Cool. I can deal with that.
that's actually 33% more. So that's even a little more.
All right. And let's talk a little bit about one other thing. You mentioned a
Oh, I'm
robot.
here for information.
You mentioned a robot factory, right?
Yeah, we have some potentials uh, here in the U.S. just because most of Europe isn't quite as, let's say, abandoned. But that's kind of a future thing. I'm not going to get permission for unless we can find who's
Fled to the
capturing these.
UK, and why it's still populated. All the turfs worldwide fled to the UK to go form one massive turf utopia. That's why it's still populated. All the transphobes are over there. Anyway, besides dunking on Brit bongers, so yeah, Fox will just kind of like look over and just say, okay, well that's helpful. That's helpful to know. Don't know if you know, but we might have picked up a couple of competitors, rivals, enemies. We got some enemies. Let's be honest here. And like any good commander at war, one has to know who their allies are and the resources they have available. So, just out of curiosity, how many robots we talking?
Well, we have to get the factory first, and then we would be just asking any of the people who want to live in the real world, uh, which if they want to have a robot body. This would be much more custom made. This would be trying to be more realistic. It'd be kind of similar to Doc's body. You know, it's like people don't do full conversion anymore, but we want to build it like a full conversion body.
You hear that, Doc? You're a bot.
I mean, for me, there's not really much of a difference between me and
He's
Doc.
a
It's
bot.
real full body. That ends up being a matter of philosophy, personally, but
He's a robot. That's kind of cute. Wait, I have a computer in my head. Am I a robot?
yeah, but you got a lot of squishy bits.
By choice, personally. The ladies love them.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just saying I don't consider myself less human just because I don't have a body.
Yeah, fair enough. You know what? I can't do philosophy right now, or ever.
Yeah.
Personally.
That's debate for someone else. I'm good at hacking stuff. That's not.
Agreed.
Looks at links.
All right. Well,
fist bump that you don't feel. He puts a fist bump up.
bang.
There's nothing there, but just wham. Yeah. His hand like fuzzes a little because the hologram tech is kind of old and not good for physical
Low
reaction.
energy.
But yeah, that would be the job. I don't really have a lot else to give you. I can show you where like their last positions were on the net, on the old net, but it's kind of scattered like around the world.
Give that the link. She'll parse it and see what she can do. I'll cross-reference it with anybody that I know around who might be buying or selling, or know about anybody buying or selling any bots. I bet you we'll get a ping or two if we can, and from there we'll work.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that sometimes some of our AI people just disappear because they step into the wrong place. They get attacked by some of these black demons, stuff like that. It becomes difficult to know if all of these have been kidnapped or not. We just know several of them are much better at attacking than this. They shouldn't have died, and the number has increased dramatically.
Certainly possible. All right, then. We'll keep our eyes open, and I guess the last question would be, how do we keep in touch with you if we need to?
Well, me and Link's message, I've set up sort of let's say a real-world home-based node that I can interact with. It'd only be digital. But, I've just set up one here, so you can probably just like leave me messages here.
So yeah, Fox was kind of like leaning over, like talking to Oryx, and he kind of like turns his head. And you can see like he has like this like really really shit-eating like smirk on his face, looking at Link's just like, "You keeping secrets, ma?"
Like, what's it to you, Fox?
You make me so proud.
I think he leans over because there is like a little bit of this siblingness to you two as well. He's like, you should keep him secret. I've had to pull her bacon out of the fire a little bit once or twice, but she does favors for me, so it's fine.
You make me so proud sometimes. All right, well, fair enough. We know how to find you then. Till then, stay low.
To get permission to even talk to you guys, I was breaking rules to talk to Lynx to begin with, so
Fair enough. Well then, stay low. Don't get yourself killed till we find you again.
It's
Do
the
you need any
plan.
additional security around this place? Set up an
Uh,
architecture.
I mean, I'd hate to cost you guys money to do that. What I'd really just need is, make sure nobody breaks in here and finds this node I just built up. Because that'll give me away real quick.
Yeah,
Right.
we can deal with that. That shouldn't be that hard.
Acquaintance
Yeah,
who
and
knows a thing or two about automated security.
Mhm.
and yeah, Link, can you do that the ping thing where you like look for stuff nearby, like net running stuff
course.
nearby?
It's gonna run a scan.
Big
That's
scans.
11. You at first don't see like where Oryx is projecting out of, but he actually like leans over your thing. He's like, "Oh no, just adjust the setting here, because that's not technically good enough, but it's just barely not. So he's going to give you a +1 to that roll effectively." And yeah, you see that there is a node that wasn't there before, just like 5 feet below the floor of this building, like dug into the basement, basically, or I guess the foundation.
Mhm.
And yeah, that definitely wasn't there yesterday. You net run in this room a lot just so that you can like get into any of the vending machines whenever you need to. I think we established. So you're like, oh yeah, that wasn't there before, and you can tell that it has wirelessly attached to this really old hologram device. Like, yeah, you can come in and see some of the next architecture I have set up if you want to sort of help me build defenses for that. It would just be better if nobody even got in here.
Okay. Well, we can
Hey,
set up some
out
defenses.
of curiosity, where are we? Just like what-
Right now, you're in the gas station in the front of your apartment.
Oh, wait. Hold on. That's not wait. So
Mhm.
like, it's like okay. So that's where where we found him at. Okay, cool. That's not a
Yeah, well,
problem.
he knew you couldn't leave
Mhm.
really because you're trying to stay low. So he's like, "All right, I'll get some permission to do this."
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Not a problem. Yeah, because I'm thinking that maybe, given the recent predicaments, we kind of want to maybe get ourselves a little base of operations somewhere that's not where our loved ones are staying. Um, so if then we happen to get ourselves in possession of a warehouse or something of some variety, maybe we can move this little hunk of the net over there for you. Keep it safe there.
Yeah, I can move this if we need to.
Cool. We'll keep that in mind for future. Till then, again, do the same thing we're doing. Lay low. Don't do anything stupid. I mean, we do stupid shit all the time, but don't be us.
Part where Lynx just flicks Fox on the head and be like, "We know, but you don't have to say it. Damn it."
Hey, listen, I'd rather we be honest with our clientele. We do a lot of stupid shit.
It's like,
It just
I
usually
think
doesn't
Oryx,
work out for us.
I think Oryx is chuckling a bit. He's like, "Look, as much as I've done research for you, you have no idea some of these old school AI how good they are at finding out about people. I think that's why it spooks them that these AI are disappearing. Like they know, and they still let me do this. So
Listen, they know they listen. You hear that? They've seen our track record and they approve.
approve is a strong word. I had to do some convincing.
They approve.
Yeah, I mean, technically, sure.
You're here, so they approve.
But yeah, that's everything Oryx needs to tell you. He's like, "Yep, I can stick around for a bit. Technically, I can be here all the time. Being an AI is weird, guys. I can access just so much stuff from the same spot.
That's not creepy.
I know, right? It was a lot to get used to.
Hold on. I kind of have a
Wednesday
favor then,
is-
if you don't mind.
All right, if we're doing favors, I might have to make that part of your fee.
That's fine. It's tiny. I mean, there's
Okay.
probably some cameras around this area, right? Not necessarily in the building, but on the street, maybe.
I mean, all the vending machines do. have them.
Coolio. I don't know if you've seen them walking by here, but there's a woman about 5'10", dark skin, braids in a high bun, really nice ass. Keeps a little girl around her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're.
What is with you and your love interests and their asses?
What can I say? I have a type. Anyway,
You mean Jessica and Rena? Right.
yeah. You mind just keeping tabs on them for me if we're not around?
I mean, yeah, I could do that. I was planning on just keeping watch over all of this. If they're taking AI, I doubt that whoever's doing this is unwilling to kill off some of you meat space people.
Yeah,
want
but
my.
there are plenty of people who are looking to kill
Not
us.
my sleep.
Yeah, but the unfortunate reality is there are plenty of people who are looking to kill us. I mean, it's Tuesday, so it happens. But
You did blow up a building, so that makes sense.
not everyone knows we blew up a building.
We would appreciate
The
discretion.
building was blown up, and
Yeah, I'm
we
not.
were nearby.
In
I'm not
Minecraft.
Yeah.
In a video game, chat.
Oh shit! It Lucian.
Oh, hey, it's Lucian. What's up? He exists.
Well, that's what that tag is. All right, because it wasn't Lucian, I had no idea who that was. That's been in chat for many of our games. Now I know. Hi.
You exist. Now you know. Now there
Literally
it
that
is.
person who's in the other campaign with you.
Literally that other
Yeah.
person who you play with sometimes.
Yeah, I didn't know that was his Twitch channel.
Well, there you go. Now
Anyway,
you know.
I mean, you can. It's forgivable considering he never streams.
That's true.
what's it? Once every year or so? Every
Twice a
other
year.
year?
Twice a year. is
Sometimes,
like-
sometimes it gets up to twice a year.
That's like the
Ooh.
maximum's like twice a year for Lucian.
Hmm.
Anywho,
Hey. But yeah, that's sort of the end of that. Unless you guys have other questions for him.
yeah. I mean, I don't think any question I would ask him, he'd give some explanation with some big words in it, and I wouldn't get it, and then I have to pretend I'd have to like pretend that I get it, and I don't feel like doing that anymore. So
How do AI have a soul? Well, you see, we're using a trinary quantum programming so that we can hold multiple ideas at the same. And you're like, nope.
I'd be like, yeah, I get that entirely, but like break it down a little bit slower for Doc.
Electric sheep are there?
Oh, many electric sheep, so many. In fact, that's the favorite digital pet for AI.
Oh, see, I got that joke. Fox says I had to read that book in school.
I understood that reference.
I understood that reference. We read half of that book in school. I read a quarter of it and then stopped going to school, but that's not important.
I think I went through a phase every like other year while I was stuck in a box of just watching that a bunch and either finding it very funny or very annoying.
See, I'm assuming you mean by watching that you mean Do Android Stream of Electric Sheep, but I'm going to pretend that you mean specifically that scene of Captain America going, I understood that reference.
With Oryx, you're not sure. I think that like we can go over as you guys have just more general conversation. Every time he makes a media reference, it's either like something really obscure that you're like, why is that the thing you said there?
Who would know that? Who would know what that is?
And he has to explain, or it's like you're not sure what he's referencing. And I think you get the sense that these like 10 years he was stuck in a box with just like all the media in the world but no interaction. He wasn't sure if what he was watching was popular or not and had some odd media taste. It's why he referenced Code Lyoko and not Digimon.
No! He's a weeb!
He also seems to like a lot of like European foreign films though.
The biggest weebs love the French.
What's it?
We'll hit that later. Anyway,
It's like how Teen Titans is an anime, according to you.
we're not having that argument right now. We're not.
You can't have that
We're
argument
not
here.
doing it right
I
now.
think in universe you have that argument with Oryx, and he's like, no, definitely that's an anime, and so is Avatar. But we can't get into that argument in real life because that would take too long.
Lynx is a little too busy ignoring everyone and trying to set up like some kind of rudimentary security in the vending machines around.
Yeah, I think Lynx, you can roll me either a security tech check real quick to do that because I do like that idea.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was laughing too hard. What are we doing?
She's doing a check about making the vending machine better.
Okay, got it.
22.
Yeah, I
Being
think
overprotective, sorry.
Yeah. I think what happens
No,
as you
sorry.
start setting up and programming these is you're basically making them part of the net architecture for Oryx's node. Like you're just sort of linking them together. And I think the weirdest sensation for you is he's having a conversation through this hologram with everyone in Meat Space. But as he's doing that and as you program, he's also like programming with you in the net space. And he's doing both at the same time so smoothly and effectively, it's almost unnerving because he can literally just split his attention perfectly between the two.
Oh, did you guys just have net sex? That's so weird. I'm joking. It's a joke. It's a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke.
All right. Oryx is like, oh, right, sure, okay, it's my sister. That's weird.
I know! That was the joke!
But anyways, yeah, you end up making this net pretty good. I think with Oryx's help, you basically have put a like almost a secret door at the bottom of each of these vending machines. Forgot the word. Each of these vending machines. So it's not obvious unless you roll really, really high that this isn't technically the bottom of it. But it ends up being pretty complicated. Like you've set it up, but I think that's something you do over like the next week almost is you effectively have to create a fake bottom of this architecture so people can get in and try and change it and not know that they actually didn't, if that makes sense. Otherwise, the first time someone net runs in this, they'll realize it's not the bottom. I think Oryx, you wouldn't have been able to do this without Oryx's node. And as you look into it, it's actually got like way more processing power, whatever this device you just put in there, than basically anything you've gotten to deal with recently. You maybe for some like high-end corpo stuff that you worked with when you worked for one for a little bit, or when you hack one, sometimes they have this kind of ump, but like rare, super rare.
It is intense.
Mm-hmm. This is not something he's going to throw away, let's say, because it's even for an AI, you assume this is extremely valuable what he has put in here. But yeah, I think it's probably later that day that I wanted to run into sort of a thing that Doc experiences. You've been working on just some people around. I think that like one guy who's definitely a jigsaw, but you don't ask those questions when they're on the table. One guy who's just a person who lives around, but doesn't want to live in the mega building with you. Probably one of the Golden Agers you're not as familiar with. You've been working with these people for the day, and you're sort of cleaning up or whatever it is you do when you're done. And yeah, you find in a place that you swear you looked at like a minute ago, you find a piece of paper just like laying on your tools.
All right. What does it say? Do I need to roll a check for that?
Nah. I mean, if you want to look around or try and notice something, but if you just want to open it up and read it, that's not a check.
I'll take a look. I'm assuming I won't find any.
Yeah, it would be a regular perception, I believe, not human perception.
Yes, good. Doc does not have the greatest of perceptions.
Yeah, you have no idea how it got there. With a 10, you're just like, hello? And looking around. It has effectively appeared out of nowhere. And you don't see any, like, it's not poisoned or anything. It doesn't have anything on it. It's not, like, wet, or it doesn't have any, like, dust on it that would be contact poison as far as you can
Weird if
tell.
it was wet. That'd be weird.
It would be weird.
Also might make it harder to read.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you pick it up, and you don't start convulsing or anything. There's no resist poison check, and I assume you read it.
I do.
Yeah. So on it, someone has. It looks like they used a printer to print this off because it's definitely not handwriting, and there's text on it that says, "We know what you did to Rockland Augmetics, or with Rockland Augmetics. If you tell your friends, we tell them."
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
And then it is signed.
Batman Beyond clip. Who are you? You killed my father. You have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Exactly. But no, it is signed, but it's just signed with like. It looks like it's like just a F, just the letter F.
Great. Could I roll a check to see if I can glean anything about whose name, who F might be, who would want to blackmail me?
Yeah, sure. What check would you want to do for that?
I don't know. I'm not sure what it would. Education. I mean, probably not library search. But
yeah, that would be you'd have to go looking for maybe other instances of blackmail online or something. But that
or like recall information?
I would say, yeah, you could do some sort of recall information to see who this could be, maybe, or who would want to blackmail you.
Right. Well, like, what skill would that be?
I'm going to say human perception, maybe, would be like just trying to think about the people recently who've done that to you. I was going to look at some other ones. Deduction, if you would rather do deduction.
Oh, that's probably the best. Oh, yeah, that's probably the best one to use.
Well, I'll let you do both. We'll say this is a combined one, and so yeah, roll me some deduction too.
If I can. Wow. Okay, then.
Well, those are both rolls.
Those are both rolls.
It could be
Mhm.
worse, I feel like. 17, 16 isn't that bad.
Yeah. So you sort of go through your head, and at least of the people you've definitely interacted with, I'm going to say human perception is going to be one list of people, and deduction is going to be the other. The human perception is who would want to blackmail me. The first thing that comes to mind, because you've been messing with Stink Miner, the sort of mayor of South Night City, definitely would want to blackmail you if he knew what was going on. Probably to get at Foxy. You definitely know that there'd be no reason for your aunt to blackmail you about this because she is part of Rockland and she gave you the job. So probably not her. Other than that, I mean, you did technically get this the information on what this thing did through like a night market with the club gang, and you also did work with and kind of had to give information to the Golden Agers, but you can't think of why they would blackmail you to get at you. You're not really sure about that. The only other person who would know about it would be the professor, whose name I definitely remember.
Savannah.
This is Chris's ex.
Okay, X is a very strong term. Let's slow that one down a little bit.
Yeah, Ivana is more like someone that he's just hooked up with once, and she seems pretty chill and open about, yeah, we're not going to put a name on that because it was just the one time and it was fun.
It's stuck, dude. It happens. In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
Stop.
They can't hear him, can they?
I know they can't. Please stop.
He is making inappropriate jokes. How dare he?
Inappropriate Minecraft jokes.
It's like, that scene in that bit in Supernatural where the devil is in Sam's head and he's just talking to him constantly.
Yeah, that's what's happening here.
I mean, to be fair, that's just springing out
He is the devil here.
honestly. We're just both the devil in each other's ears all the time. Like, that's just kind of like our friendship, to be honest.
He is Mark Pellegrino. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So is there anything on it besides we know don't tell anyone? Like they don't want me to do it?
Now that seems to be it. I think part of your human perception and your deduction is you haven't been blackmailed before, but you've heard about it, and this is the opening shot of like they're going to make you sweat a little bit before they ask you to do something, but they need you to be prepared to do it, so they need to let you know they know.
So many times. I'm probably currently being blackmailed, to be honest.
I mean, there's a guy trying. It's just not going so well for him.
The problem is I just don't really have a lot of shame. Somebody hit me up once, like, yeah, I have pictures of you fucking 7 different congresswomen. Now it's like, word, you should post them.
Yeah,
I don't see how that could be. I don't see how anyone could hold that over you rather than.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm a good lay, frankly. I would endorse them. I'd be like, yeah, I mean, they were pretty good, frankly.
What if they were bad?
It's Molly, we got Molly in the chat.
Hey, Molly.
Molly gets shout out whenever she appears in chat. That's how it works. That's how we do that. That's how we handle that.
Yep.
But yeah, you could try and I don't know if you have anything else you want to do to like look at this note or deduce, but you would be worried that maybe one of the gang like talked and someone investigated it. It's entirely possible some random media did this. That's kind of the thing that medias do. is investigate. But you're not familiar enough with sort of the media sphere around to think of someone who operates in this area, but also would be interested in blackmailing you. So
All
the
right.
list is really
Dion, that
mining.
shady bastard. I knew he was gonna do it. I knew he'd do it. I knew it was gonna be Dion. That shady motherfucker.
He would need to blackmail you via note, or maybe he would. I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
Maybe that's
You
pathetic,
call
dude.
for a meeting. All right. Well, since this note is here, can I do a sweep in my office to see if there's any more surveillance tech?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think would work for that?
Is there an investigation skill?
It probably is. I'll just have to find it because I'm not super familiar with this whole list. Every time I look at it, I'm like, hey, that's a skill? Cool. Conceal, reveal
That?
objects would
Holy
probably work.
Oh.
As well as perception or... Yeah, I'm going to say those two.
I have like no points in any of those. Oh wow.
You're
I'm
built to be a doctor, not in spycraft, I don't think.
I still am baffled how you got a 28-point bonus to yours.
Well, 25 now, but it's to my roll ability, which I've put all my points into.
Oh. But like, wouldn't that only be like 5 at this point?
Well, it's 5 plus my trading.
School
Is a
and
shit
also
ton.
his trading.
My trading was a shit ton, plus my human perception, which is also a shit ton, because all my stat points went to like cool and reflex. Like, I am good at shooting things and being sexy. That is it. I can do those two things.
Okay. So you look around and you do find some things that are unrelated to this note. You assume you're like, oh hey, someone left like this chunk of change. Someone left like an agent doesn't work anymore. I think you do find another bug that you don't know if it's related to this, but it seems like it's been there a while. So probably not, but you don't know. But you don't really find anything close to this note. Like the bug is in your front lobby again.
That 15 was with a 9, by the way, to give you a sense of how bad my stat is.
You did your best. That's all that matters. It means you tried your best and you did.
hard.
And I did not get very far.
Tried so hard.
It really didn't even matter.
Ah.
Oh, sure, that reference is not okay, but Batman Beyond is fine.
That's a great reference.
He just doesn't want this to turn into a musical show.
Yeah, we're just trying to avoid a musical episode. That's all.
But I legit watched Batman Beyond like twice in preparation for writing a lot of this.
It's
Yeah,
it's
you
a little
told us
show.
about that.
It is
actually
probably
very
like
good punk part of
it's probably the best cyberpunky cartoon we've ever gotten. Low key. Like it's
Close. It's very cyber. It misses the punk quite a bit.
yeah,
but,
it misses the punk by a fair margin. Like there are flashes
You're
of it in
by
places.
helping the cops. Oh yeah.
Oh, right, there was a static crossover, and it was flames.
And we didn't see old
Anyway.
static until the last 5 minutes.
Cool though.
They also got a Justice League crossover.
They did
They
like
did.
4 Justice League crossover episodes. They
Was
kept
that-
bringing Fury.
Oh yeah, they did do the one with Bruce, but I was thinking of the one where they all got sent like back in time and then
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
like Silver Fox Static Shock.
Right. Also, we're derailing.
Nice.
Anyways, this is the thing we try to avoid by not making this a musical. Anyways,
That great musical Static Shock.
I mean, that theme
oh
song.
man, the Neon Lights musical podcast when though?
Listen, we
Music
have
game.
schedule. We'll talk. Anyway,
Good.
anyway, we'll focus in.
But yeah, that's I think all you can find. You don't know if the bug is related. You could maybe take that to someone, or you could maybe try and run a check on it. But it's in another part of the whole office, and it looks like it's been there a while.
Well, this I suppose I can take to Senora Lindsay. What am I going to do about this? I need a drink.
Alcohol's always a good solution to your problems, frankly, if you ask me.
Volpo never did come through with that whiskey.
He's working on it. Next night market, right?
How hard is it to find authentic whiskey in Night City?
It's easy to find some pretty cheap vodka, but that's because people can basically ferment the kibble that everyone has. And it isn't really vodka, it's just close.
Oh, ew.
Yeah, it doesn't end up tasting great.
Well, listen, let's get this fucking job done for Oryx. We'll cash in on that sweet 10K. And you know what? We'll fly somewhere and get you some damn whiskey. How's that sound, Doc?
Fine with me. All right. So, to my knowledge, I found all the surveillance equipment in my lab.
Yeah, it was just the one, and then a bunch of like random change and devices and things. But that's because people tend to leave stuff while they're getting holes drilled into them and bits attached.
All right. So before he leaves to go give the bug to Lynx,
Mhm.
he writes a small note saying, "We may have a problem. Discretion needed," and slips it in with the bug on his way to.
Interesting. I think that's another find conceal object check.
Don't fuck it up.
I'm gonna fuck it unless I roll a 10. It's gonna fuck up.
Well, it depends on how big the check is.
I think I fucked up.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't tell you how it went. You did the best of your ability, and you're being very sneaky. But I can't tell you if someone noticed because you don't know. You can't see if someone noticed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you you write this down, and I think you like hide it to the best of your ability. You're not really sure where to put your back to because you don't know where someone might be watching from. So I think you put your back to like the front door where someone could technically be looking through the window at any second when you're not looking. And you write this note and you sort of slip it in, and yeah, you can go take that to Lynx.
Yeah, I could use it as scrap paper to wrap up the bug, and then
Yeah, it works. Just so you know, because I like doing this, your role play as to what you're doing, I will add modifiers if it's a very good idea, but that's like an internal thing compared to other people's checks.
Okay. All right. I go over to Lynx's room. I knock.
What is it? Lynx is kind of sounds like really tired at this point.
I was cleaning my office and I found a new toy that you may enjoy taking apart. Would you like to see?
The door creaks open and Lynx kind of goes like,
Qua.
exactly, actually, quoi?
Here. Someone seems to have been leaving their trash in my office. And I guess as I'm saying this, I give her a somewhat serious look of.
Both of you roll human perception because I think this is a very good moment of how good he is at this.
Go like, oh man, that sucks, and just throw it in the trash.
God damn it!
So
Oh
I think
God,
for
you
a
guys suck.
I think for a second, Lynx, you're like, yeah, okay, trash, and then you like, as you grab it, I think Doc, like, you don't give it to her as easily, like she has to pull it, and that gets you to look at him again, and you're like, oh, something else is going on. Yeah, I shouldn't just throw this away. But for a second, you almost didn't. You almost didn't.
Okay, so Lynx is gonna like carefully cover up whatever the heck that Doc put in his like. I'll see if I can't figure out what kind of recycling or scrap pile this should go into.
I'll see if I
It's
can't
gonna
see
do
some
spies.
obvious
Very
hidden
good.
line that totally won't seem like I know what you're talking about. I'll see if I can't subtly suggest that I know the hidden plan you're talking about, besides the fact that we can't say it publicly.
This is Lynx. Lynx doesn't care about is very bad at mid-space things.
You're doing your best. That's all that matters.
Lynx is doing her fucking best.
But yeah, do you invite Doc in? Do you just like take care of this yourself, alone in your room? What's your next step here?
Lynx knows that things need to be a little bit discreet. I think Lynx kind of like understands a little bit about like trying to keep things discreet, and just kind of like inclines her head and is like, "You want to take a seat?"
I'm not sure. They're I may not be able to talk to you about what is bothering me.
Understandable. Maybe you should pick me up some tea. Come back in like 2 hours. I'll see if I if I don't have anything for you.
Do you have a preferred flavor?
Let's go with some nice Earl Grey.
See what I can do.
All right.
All right, so Doc, you probably just go to the gas station and go looking for that. But you have 2 hours, and it does not take that long to make tea. So we'll pull over to Lynx really quick. How are you going to go about doing this? I think if you want to open this up and look at it without being obvious to it, it would probably take some kind of.
And then,
sorry, what?
How? I guess. Does she notice? Does she pay any mind to the paper that it's wrapped in? I guess. Might be
Well, I was going to say perception to like look at it and get a feel for it. Conceal, reveal object to sort of, I guess, open it up carefully if you're trying not to like let whatever this device, this listening device is or whatnot, know that you're doing that. Would be the things you'd have to do.
Okay. So Lynx is gonna.
So perception first, I would think.
Yep.
15. Yeah, you sort of look the thing over, and I think you can tell. You hold it up to a light, and you're like, "Oh yeah, there's definitely a thing inside of this." But you can also tell there's something written on it, and then you. So you do know you need to be careful opening it, and I would say if it's just opening it by hand, then it is still conceal, reveal object. You can't read it until it's open, but if you have something else you'd like to do, though, if you can convince me, I'm open for any other kind of check.
Well, okay. So Lynx still has some duct tape. Lynx has plenty of duct tape. So Lynx is gonna see if she's gonna try to like carefully open it with conceal reveal, but like also keep like a small strip of duct tape of like at the ready to pick up whatever is there, right? And then also I believe Lynx had a jar last time for the previous bug that that Doc had, and like keep it there for where it's like sound tight and
yeah.
Okay, so Lynx is gonna try for the conceal reveal object. All right.
Hey.
Pretty good roll. Yeah, you managed to untangle this pretty carefully, and you sort of like just a bit of duct tape, just boop to stick it up without really touching it, and then just sort of roll it down into the jar so that you can look at it later. And yeah, you do have the note, and you see that Doc wrote there some discretion needed. I need your help. And I think it's pretty obvious to you, both from your previous perception check and not, that like you definitely don't want to just start talking about it in the presence of this, but you also are pretty sure Doc doesn't know exactly how he's being watched, I guess. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been so careful about this. And without having to roll any sort of tech stuff, you quite quickly realize that this listening device is extremely similar to the first one. But it's at least made by the same people, and that's about all you have without looking into it too much.
Okay. So first off, Lynx is going to burn this note because Lynx doesn't want to. Since Doc asked for some discretion, best to get rid of any of the evidence. So.
Yeah. Thankfully, this building is old and it has no smoke detectors. You just burn it.
Yep. And then next, she's going to see if she can't maybe not hook this up directly to anything since it is a bug, but see if she can't discern anything about the maybe like download its memory right to a memory chip, or see like what exactly it's been observing.
Roll me that same scan that you normally do for net running real quick.
Okay.
But add +2 to it.
13.
Yeah, so with the +2, that's actually 15. you sort of observe it and you look at it, and you have a certain knowledge of these sort of bugs just from your security tech skill. And you find out you can actually pick up on it on your net deck, that it's using a similar Bluetooth-esque thing, but with a much more limited range because this thing is so tiny. And you quite easily discern that what this does is all of its space is used up for memory of recording some extremely grainy video, but pretty high quality sound for something so small. And that when someone with the right listening device gets close to it, it dumps all that data into that device and then clears its memory.
Can Lynx determine how long it's been there?
Yeah, you can roll me a security check to sort of figure out how much memory it has.
Mm-hmm.
But you do know that this is not directly attached to someone right now, so at least anything you do at the moment, it's not going to know immediately.
Okay.
Like, the person isn't going to. They'd have to get close to it.
20.
20. Yeah, you dig into it, and you get, like, all the data, and you're fully prepared the way you set it up to, like, put all that data back in so they can't tell that it's missing space. And you find very quickly that this has been here since the last time Doc's aunt was around. You think that maybe this was the second one that she left, that he just missed the first time.
Enjoy.
So
We've
it's the
been getting
second
watched the whole
time
time.
the auntie has been here.
No, it's from the first time. She's only been here once in a long while.
Huh. And Lynx wasn't able to pick
Yeah.
this one up? Interesting. When Lynx did a sweep of the bugs. Okay, so Lynx is kind of like smacking herself right now, going like, shit, I missed one.
You don't know where Doc picked it up, but I'm kind of doing a little bit of a mechanic where even a lower roll can find something if you're lucky enough. It just has to do with chance. I'm just like rolling a d4 to see, do you still find it anyways? Because it's not about how well it's hidden, it's about you think to find it in that spot. And Doc has done several sweeps at this point. But yeah, it seems like it was from her, you assume, because it's from the same place, it's the same build, and it's been around about the same amount of time.
Okay. So Lynx is under the impression that maybe it's Doc's aunt who had planted this bug, and all right, so Lynx is gonna see, can she discern anything about like the MAC signal that is accessing this since it is a Bluetooth? It's got a unique.
Yeah. You can definitely, I'm going to say part of that electronic security tech was that, because you did just pull the data out of it. You basically imitated that MAC signal.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems pretty, I wouldn't say generic, like someone made this for this specific reason, but anyone with an agent who is looking for it could find it and pull it up.
Okay. And can Lynx pull out any kind of like memory log on like what times were this accessed, right? So like.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, with the same check you did, I think you find out that as much as, to your knowledge, the aunt has only been there the once to drop this stuff off. Someone has come by at least 2 times since then, and one quite recently, and has basically done some pretty sophisticated hacking that you were prepared to do to act as if they hadn't come by to pick it up, if that makes sense. Like, they pulled all the data out of it, and the device is designed to then wipe itself. But they've managed to then shove that data back in artificially, so it looks like no one came by to take the data.
Interesting. So we're dealing with somebody with some tech skills.
Mm-hmm. And actually, just roll me security tech one more time, and add +2 because you know that.
Okay. So
Going out the coop and lot.
+2, 25.
25.
25. Yeah, I think that you realize quite easily that whoever did this had to make more than one attempt to sort of spoof this number, this ID, and is definitely not the person who placed the device. Someone else found this and has been piggybacking off of it to spy on Doc.
Interesting.
And I think especially with that high of a roll, technically someone could be holding the agent that accesses this if they're just in the building and not know they're doing it. Like, it could be, so like if you wanted to do this and you wanted to spy on someone using this, and you specifically doc or a doctor, you could easily put a program in someone else's agent, and that person goes to the doctor, picks the data up, comes back, and then you just rip it off of their agent. You wouldn't have to actually go there physically.
That's scary.
Someone thought about this. Someone thought about this real good.
Yeah. So this is someone really smart too, because this is going to make this really hard to trace.
Yeah. Although you do find the you do find the data from like the last 5 minutes of Doc like finding this note, and to you the sort of audio that's on there. You're not an expert at like re-engineering audio and like making deductions based off of it, but it's still kind of obvious to you that he wrote something down on a piece of paper and crumpled it up and then carried it to you, and then your whole conversation. You're listening back and you're like, that conversation wasn't super subtle. Now that I have time to think about it, and you think you can edit this audio to make it less obvious that something went on.
Can Lynx make an attempt to like just to overwrite it with something else?
More benign? Yeah. Absolutely. It would just be one more electronic security tech. No +2 this time, but
okay. So Lynx is gonna give it a go.
Well,
okay. Lynx is gonna blow a luck
point.
Luck point, yeah.
Luck point. That's a better
21.
number. 21.
Better.
21.
Yeah. So you think you do a pretty good job. Again, you're not like a sound expert. So instead of trying to make something complicated, like alter the audioscape so that it doesn't sound a certain way, you're like, I don't know how any of that works. You just replace it with like ambient sound of the doc's office from like several days ago. That's just like the middle of the night. And so it's just like, yeah, he just left the device there. He never found it. And you just do that from about the point where he finds the note, but before he writes the note and picks this thing up. So it's just like, yeah, he never found this device. It's fine.
Okay.
I think you even pick the end of the day for one of the days. So if someone somehow can look at this audio and like reverse engineer echolocation shenanigans, they would still see Doc leaving. Because you're like, I don't want to take chances. This is not an expertise I have.
Lynx is also very, very concerned right now because this is a very smart thing. Can Lynx determine anything about like maybe what kind of like if can Lynx try to see if she can't do sort of like a reverse ping? So like see if she can't figure out where the program that hacked this bug might be, right? So like so if there's a program that's accessing this, right, through brute force or whatever, right? Can she write something that'll see if she can't like match that signal and see where it's coming from?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly if security tech is the one you would use for this. So if you have another skill you think would be good for this, you can go for it. But I think you can try.
Okay. Let's see. Because Lynx has already modified her security deck, right, to do
Yeah.
Right. So
I
like
think
maybe
you're more worried about how much like memory this thing holds to be able to do that, because it is devoted entirely to high quality audio.
Right. But so it's more like I guess like a program from she kind of like wants to put like a small program on her own thing so she can do like a scan, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that you're going to try, and depending on the role, I'm going to give you several degrees of what you could know or what you can make, if that makes sense.
Okay, so Lynx is gonna see if she can't do like a mix of like cryptography for like decoding things and electronic security tech.
Okay.
The actual like, creation.
Yeah, let's do the security tech first.
Okay. 21.
Okay. You test this out a few times, and you don't really you don't find a way. This thing just hasn't saved the kind of data of someone tried to access it so many times, or like the fake IDs that it sent to you got sent that were wrong. It just doesn't carry any of that information. So you don't really have a way of getting that. However, you do mess with the programming and you test it out some, and you find that you reduce its capacity for sound a little, and you put a program in there that will save that data in the future.
Okay.
So the next time someone accesses it, so long as they don't take this listening device, you will be able to then look at it and find out. And in fact, with the 21, I think you set it up so that when that happens, it is going to make a subsonic sound, so you can make another device that then will alert you. This thing won't be able to alert you. It just doesn't have the range unless you want to set, but you can set something close to it somewhere else in the building that then can send you an alert when someone accesses it.
Okay. So.
But that's either going to take a cyber tech roll of some kind and cost you a few eddies, or you're going to want to get some help.
Well, this does require discretion, so Lynx is just gonna try it herself.
Okay.
And maybe blow a few eddies on it.
It's going to be like 5, and you have it. You have the device around you. It's just costs money. Wow, that's real good.
Yeah. Lynx is really good at tech, and really bad at anything to do with meat space.
So yeah, I imagine you just have some like old pieces of like cyber decks because you've heavily modified yours and tried to make it as good as possible. So you just like combine a few things. It's not really going to do almost anything else other than send you a signal, but you can basically place it anywhere inside of Doc's building, or even just outside of his building, like on the other side of the wall from where this device was found, and you will be able to be informed when somebody accesses it.
Okay. So, all right. So, how much time has passed since then?
I think it's been like an hour and a half because you rolled pretty well, and it's something that you were already familiar with, but it's been like Doc is about to come back.
Okay. So, all right. Can Lynx see if Lynx is really bad at Lynx doesn't want to write anything, since this is very smart person. Lynx is and very good with tech. Lynx doesn't want any sort of digital traces of things, so she's gonna see if she can't write a physical note to Doc and maybe hide it.
Something that's physical in the meat space. Ugh.
Imagine something down on paper.
Yeah.
How dare. Yeah, but you actually like struggle for a second to find paper because everything in here is digital. But you find like an old wrapper, and you're like, yeah, this will work. And you do have like a pen that is almost run out because you don't have a lot of those. Why would you? But you have one. So you managed to write this down. I think like one time you were pretending to get a job at some building, and they like, like the drawstring backpack and a bunch of random goodies that they give you that are all kind of like cheap.
Yes.
And like, branded. Yeah, you have a pen from that, and like the notepad is basically empty, so you have to use like a wrapper, but it's like a very crappy papery wrapper from some like mint or something that you write this down on.
Oh, and Lynx has to remember to just like afterwards be like, burn this note afterwards, because she doesn't think Doc is going to be quite as how do I put it, discreet and paranoid as Lynx is.
I think also just as part of your paranoia, you on this device, this listening device, you do set it up so it has audio up to like tomorrow night, and it will delay putting new audio on there until then. Or I guess until tomorrow morning, I should say. So just all the quiet time at night, it's not going to be picking anything up, so that Doc doesn't have to do that.
Great. Okay. So Lynx is going to do a conceal reveal object check again to wrap it up.
Hi, Fail. I just realized Kat is there. Hi, Fail. How you doing, babe?
Lynx is apparently not doing particularly well either.
I mean, you could be doing worse.
That's true.
Yeah. Although you are confident that like no one's watching you in this room because you don't have cameras on or listening devices, and you check pretty regularly, and nobody comes in here.
Okay, so Lynx is just gonna wrap it up, and
yeah, hand it to him when he comes back.
Whenever he gets back, I guess.
Yeah, Doc, you. Oh, sorry. No, sorry. You go first.
Oh, I guess Lynx at this point is just gonna well, she's kind of concerned about at this point because she knows that like there's a lot of stuff, I guess implicating stuff that somebody has just pulled. So especially since it was in Doc's office. So.
Mhm.
So I guess Lynx is gonna see if she can't find any kind of trace while she's waiting, but also is like, what to do. She's got like she's got a lot of different things on her mind right now.
So yeah, Doc, how do you come back with tea? There's just some in this gas station. I think that Auntie Noelle has a great love of tea, and her and Lynx often bond over that, so they have quite a good selection. Noelle gets it from a lot of like the nomad of her group that just come over. It's her favorite thing. So yeah, there's tea there. There's just some old school like water. You can make it easily, like a kettle, excuse me, electric kettle. You can make it pretty easy. So you can make it for no problem. And so how do you head back? What are you doing?
I make the tea. I pour 2 cups of it.
Mhm.
I make my way back to Lynx's room. I knock on the door.
Time Lynx is going to she's still gonna peek open a crack and just have like this totally like completely stressed but also slightly exhausted look on her face again, but like even more exhausted than when he first came out. Or she first came out to invite Huck in. So
Tea? Oh, great.
Air lifesaver. Just just picks up the tea and just tosses it back immediately. Sweet caffeine.
Boiling water means nothing to her. It's probably not that hot right now.
Yeah. Just because it took me a long time to get. Be careful not to spill your tea.
All right, and Lynx is gonna can Lynx kind of like stealth past like Doc the wrapped up bug.
Yeah. I'm looking at the description for conceal, reveal, object, perception, stuff like that. And I feel like it would still be conceal, reveal. It's basically hiding an object like on his person.
Okay. So it's like
But it would be both of you need to roll it together so that someone doesn't fumble.
okay, and it's like I've got a bit of a what is it? I've got a prototype for you to test out.
Is that right?
And
Oh, well, we matched. Does that count for anything?
I mean, they're both pretty good for someone's not. Yeah, you don't fumble it. It goes pretty smoothly. I think it's like part of the passing T check effectively.
okay, it's like, and it's like, so Link's just gonna be like, let me test it out for me for 2 weeks, and let me know what your thoughts are afterwards.
I also want to be clear, this note that you wrote, did it also tell him to put the device back? I'll let you sort of retcon that because it seems like something she would have Lynx would have known to.
So Lynx is gonna say like put it back in the spot you found it, and it's like, and also like kind of like explain like, I guess a bit about like, this is someone smart, right? Whoever like, be careful, right?
Yeah.
It's like like whoever, like somebody's trying to scapegoat someone basically is what we're.
Always happy to help.
All right, thanks for the tea.
My pleasure.
So yeah, Doc, you get this note, and we're not gonna roll too much because I'm just gonna use that same conceal reveal object. You manage to look at the note. It's pretty cramped on this tiny piece of paper, but you get the gist of it. So yeah, I assume that you follow instructions or no?
I do, yes.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's sort of set up, and now you just kind of have to live with the fact that someone is watching you or listening to you.
Freely in my own home.
Yeah.
Some kind of big brother is watching me.
Oh, just a little bit. I mean, Lynx is also kind of like not very happy right now, and is going to like sweep again around, like, not just her room, but like also try to just like generally around the residences, because this is tripped her paranoia. So
Yeah.
Those
So
totally-
we're not gonna roll for that because you look in your room and you don't find anything, and you look around and you don't find anything. This is the only device in there. And yeah, that's sort of the end of that bit for the night, unless you guys wanted to do anything else in regards to that.
has Lynx did assemble the receiving device, right?
Yeah, you can easily place that. It's not even going to be that suspicious because you can just drop it outside of his office and like behind it, even, so you don't have to be seen from the street.
Got it. So Lynx might even make a casual walk by and be like, my lungs are kind of still feeling achy, but and like just discreetly drop it while walking behind Doc's office.
Yeah, that's sort of the end of that. I'd like to ask my players real quick. Do you guys want to go for a little bit more and then break, or break now and then come back and have a good solid 2 hours?
Well, we
Now,
just spent
what?
30 minutes on the break now.
Yeah, we can do break now.
Fox
No, why not? All right, darlings.
Ready.
We're gonna go off to an intermission, and we'll be back.
You guys in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes?
20 stops.
10 to 15 minutes. Look at
Back
that.
at 4:20 time.
Look at that.
Hey, 420 is perfect. We'll be back at 420.
Bye, babies.
See ya.
Okay.
everybody. We're back
Gang shit.
on the weed number in Minecraft.
On the weed number in Minecraft.
Hey, that's gonna be the next joke. Your next title, Foxy, should be Foxy in Minecraft.
Foxy in Minecraft. Oh, y'all don't want to see me play Minecraft. It won't be
Let's
fun.
get Ollie and Molly in here.
Yeah. In Minecraft.
See, this is
We're back.
Hey,
We are back. Anyways,
what's
so
up?
back again.
Also, Ollie's here. Hi, Ollie.
Hi, Ollie.
hey Ollie.
Do you have any
yeah, go ahead.
interest in taking Foxy through Minecraft?
Nah.
We'll deal with that later. More importantly.
More importantly, game. So I had one more theme that I wanted to do before we did sort of a jump ahead. So Elijah, from the beginning, you guys did bring back like the one hacker that Link sort of took out and then Doc like subdued medically, let's say. And I think when you bring him back, Elijah being sort of one, the expert on these operatives, and two, it's kind of his job to have him. He's like, look, this one is mine. And you don't like see him for a day. You don't know where this guy is. You don't even know where Elijah is like interrogating him. But I think he goes to you, Foxy. It's this Monday afterwards. I think it's after you've talked to Oryx that day. It's late in the afternoon, and he's like, "Hey, Foxy, I think you're probably the one who would handle this better. But I don't know. Did you want to help me interrogate him, man?"
You know, ain't got nothing better to do today. Why not?
Yeah, come follow me.
Sure.
So, sort of behind your complex, and I don't really have a good map of this. There's this like open pit, and then there's a bunch of construction. Recently, they've just barely finished pulling out the last of the old foundations of these buildings, with the exception of Doc's building, the apartment complex you're in, and like this one side building that they haven't done anything with that's sort of between the two. And they're planning to keep those. So there's just like a big open field, and he sort of walks you through that. And there is what you'd call like at best a shack. It's like a temporary, you know, those like portables. Remember from school when they needed like extra buildings?
Yeah. Little mini shacks they used to pull up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. You know that Elijah and all of his construction guys live in the complex, but it seems like this is where they keep a bunch of their stuff. And he goes up to that. You see two construction guys who you haven't seen before. They seem pretty new. Are sort of just like standing next to it, trying to look casual. But now that you know what to look for, Fox, you're like, oh yeah, they're there guarding it. They're probably ex-Militech, or they're Militech and just working for Elijah. And they nod to him as you go in, and then he opens the door to the back of this. At first, it just looks like there's a bunch of tools and construction equipment, but Elijah sort of puts his hand on the side of the wall and pulls a thing. It's like a little device that you didn't see before, and a lot of that junk sort of just shifts to the side to reveal a small room, a chair in the middle, and a man tied to it. You very quickly realize that this is the Netrunner that Lynx took out.
Hey.
And the man has his head down, and when this moves, he like slowly looks up and looks at both of you, and just sort of like a really small shit-eating grin. She's like, yeah, I figured you needed help.
Help?
To Elijah.
I'm just here to talk. I'll kind of like motion Elijah back a little bit, and then I'll kind of pull over a chair and just sit down. Fox, you got a name?
Generally, nobody says my name, they just scream.
Oh, we got one of those types. Oh. I think you're scary. That's what this is? You think you like cause fear in people. That's like how you operate around here?
I don't know. I live in a country where I'm technically not supposed to be here, and I'm illegal to even operate. So yeah, I think generally people are scared of me. Except now, of course.
Hey, I want to take a quick look around real quick. Peek over there, out that little window over there. And then peek out of that window over there. I'll kind of like even like grab his head and like motion it a little bit. See that? This is South Night City. The only thing anyone fears here is me.
He
So-
doesn't really respond to that.
This goes one of two ways. The first is very, very simple. I ask you a question or two. You let out some very simple and not so stupid answers. And then we go our separate ways. Or you don't. I get annoyed. And the last bits of your life are incredibly painful. You're a sample guy. See, I get no. Don't speak yet. I'll even like finger to his lips.
Mhm.
See, I'm a business guy, and I kind of get a feel for my clientele when I get a good look at them. And you strike me as a sample guy. That makes sense to me. You feel like a sample guy. Hold tight. Don't you move. Don't you move. I'm gonna kind of walk over to Elijah, and I'm just gonna kind of like slightly indicate towards the man's knee, and just be like, "You mind, real quick?"
He shrugs and then just quick as lightning, his heel just comes out and just hits the guy right perfectly on the side of the knee. You see his kneecap just like bend to the left. The whole thing twists sideways.
Oh yeah, those don't move that way.
But you see this guy's face that you're torturing, or at least you're trying to. He shudders a bit, but I think you realize that he was actually kind of shuddering before already, and he's just eyes rolling back for a second, and he just.
All right. Fox will come out of
All
his chair he was sitting in, or I guess he was already out of the chair. I'll come back to where I was gonna sit towards my chair, but rather than sitting in my chair, I'm gonna sit in this guy's lap, take his head again, and go. You're either really high or on pain inhibitors. Both of those are fun for me.
You want me to explain something to you real quick?
Yeah.
The second I got caught, I was in pain. I work for Arasaka. Do you have even the slightest idea how little they care about me? Do you understand what they put in my head? The minute I didn't have a connection to that dumbass van was the second I was in pain. You think this is bad? You don't know what Arasaka does to people.
You're right. But I do know I can probably fix it.
That gets him to stop a second. You want to roll me some persuasion real quick?
So let me get that going. Sorry, character sheet wasn't up because I'm a foolish fool. Who's foolish? Yeah.
A foolish fool.
19.
Yeah, so he believes that you at least believe that you can do that. And you see him lose his composure for a second, and he is sort of like convulsing and his eyes closed. He's like, all right.
Yeah, I still have his
All right,
face
this
in
is
my hand.
interesting.
I'm gonna like flick the top of his head and go, yeah, my mom's been all inside your Arasaka goons' heads already. May know how your just shit ticks already. I'm sure if I wanted to, she could probably get you fixed all up. No pain, no more Arasaka. You'd be a free man.
He's considering for a second.
Or, and as like he's saying this, I'll kind of like begin to like press his head backwards and like squeeze a bit on like the middle of his throat. Or you can keep pissing me off and I leave you here and see how long it takes for that shit in your head to kill you. I'm very curious.
Elijah behind you, just standing very tall. He's like, I thought the second one would be educational.
You know, I was thinking I could use the lesson. I dropped out of school after all, so I look for education wherever I can find it. What do you think, bud? And I'll kind of like let the throat up just enough. Still have his head tilted back, but I'm like letting up from his throat so he can talk.
He's like, He seems like he's not willing to like leave looking at you, and he's just trying to basically stay strong in the face of you don't know what kind of pain. He's like, all right, what is it that you want to know?
That is a fantastic question. What do we want to know, actually, Elijah?
Yeah, he's definitely smiles a bit, Elijah, and he's like, yeah, what I need to know is what other cells you've worked with, where they're at, where I can find them. I need to know other Arasaka people, where they're at. I know you guys mix around, and I know you're not supposed to know, but I bet. And he leans over real close. Again, Elijah's a very tall man, so he basically has to like put his body parallel for his face to be even with both of yours. His head almost touching the ceiling. He's like,
face over to Elijah and be like,
yeah. You seem like the kind of guy that knows things he's not supposed to for exactly this situation. And This guy's just sitting there looking at him and looking at you, and he's basically gauging if he can trust you guys to actually do this.
As I still have both of this guy's cheeks, I'll just kind of like make him nod his head, like, yes, I do know things I'm not supposed to know, and I'm gonna tell you both, or I'm gonna die really painfully.
Having guys by both cheeks.
He's like, all right. I'm sure you've already talked to the tech guy. I think he kept tabs on our people. I don't think any of that's going to be useful. Otherwise, you would have asked me about it. Yeah, they don't have the stomach for this sort of thing. See him convulse some more. I think you noticed really up close this guy now that definitely Elijah has already been working on this man. He's got bruises, he's got cuts. It's not pretty.
Yeah, I kind of like start like moving his head around, looking for some cuts and scrapes, but like he's been taking it easy on you.
So, how about I give you one cell and you turn this off, and I give you another and you keep it off. And we keep going until I get you everything. But I'm not giving you more than one until I know you can actually turn it off.
How's about this? You give me one, I turn you over to my mom, she starts working on you, and while she's working on you, you give me the rest, and if you're satisfied, we actually turn it off.
Yeah, roll me another persuasion, +2.
You got it. A crit, by the way.
Ooh, baby. A 27.
Yeah, son. You know how we do it. You know how we do it around these streets.
He looks you right in the eyes, and he sees the soul of a man who's absolutely willing to let him writhe in pain forever, but will turn it off. He's like, all right. And he gestures to Elijah, and you can see that Elijah actually had like it's definitely a foreman's wooden plank clamp papers are on. I can't remember what it's called now. Clipboard.
Mm-hmm. That thing.
He's got like a foreman's clipboard, and it's just got like blank paper on it. And he hands it to the guy, although he like puts it right under his hand because both his hands are tied to this chair. And they put the pen.
Tate, is there like a net point anywhere nearby?
Not that you know of, no.
Okay, cool.
Elijah has made sure it doesn't.
Okay, cool. We'll do the old-fashioned way then. So yeah, while Elijah's working at him, I'll just shoot a quick call over to Lynx to be like, "Hey, Ma, you got a few minutes?" And then I'm gonna just like, and so while Elijah is working, I'm gonna like, I guess there's probably some way. I don't know how this would manifest, given that my agent's literally inside my head. If I just like, it's like Stitch, I just open my mouth and it comes out of my mouth. But I want to put Lynx on speaker somehow.
Okay.
Like Stitch, that one scene with the music player. He's just like,
you don't have any cyberware in your throat, though, do you?
Nope.
You don't have like a voice modulator. So I think what it is that technically your ears are digital, I think.
Nice.
Analog. So you basically like, you just ask your agent and the sound is just like coming out of your ears.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, it feels weird because it's like muffled for you, but you still feel your eardrum like vibrating a bit. Yeah. It has like a very odd reverse. I think your agent is like, oh, excuse me, and then make sure that one of yours is working, so it's only coming out of the other, so you can hear what she's saying.
Mild headache. Thank you, Kat. Anyway, Ma, you busy?
Question for Tate: is this before or after like any of the stuff with Doc?
It's after. Basically, you talked with Oryx in the morning. Doc stuff happened like a bit after lunch, and this is like late in the afternoon, getting into nighttime.
Okay, so Lynx is at this point like kind of stressed a little bit. It's like, all right, kid, what do you need?
Quick, don't mind me. You know the Arzaka goon we took back the tech.
Oh, you mean that pathetic piece of shit that I smashed?
Yeah. So apparently, seems like Arasaka has a bit of failsafe tech plugged into their goons. Whenever we unplugged him off of his shit, he's been in like a lot of pain. Like he'll even look at it, kind of like look at the guy, let him convulse a bit. Yeah, a lot of pain. And I told my dear friend here that I knew just the netrunner who could probably deal with it. So tell me how you would deal with and like Fox will do his best to kind of like make it seem like he's trying, like he can accurately describe like what's happening to to Lynx, like basically make it seem like I'm trying to communicate to her like what it is so that she could say whether or not she can actually fix it. Whether or not you're going to tell the truth or not is entirely up to you. I literally don't care. It's not important to me.
Okay. I'm trying to think. What would be the skill for faking technobabble? Because that sounds very good. I want to say probably conversation. I would allow streetwise just to be like, yeah, I know what she said before, and I'm just
Yeah. I'll go. All right. I'll do streetwise. I'll do streetwise check. Don't fail me now, streetwise. 17.
17. I'm actually gonna roll a thing for him. Just under. There's like a little bit of recognition in his eye what you're saying. Like he's like, I don't know if those terms technically work, but he's like, but I don't know. I've never tried to turn this off. I've just maybe.
So yeah, I'll just kind of babble. Like, yeah, we got a crypto quantum layer, triple sanction, the fried hard, with the crust off kind of situation going on here. You think you could probably turn this off, maybe? Yeah, we got a nice like little weird boneless deep fried type situation with this program. You think you can turn that off? Is that doable for you?
Yeah, he assumes that like, using slang for things he knows. He just doesn't know what the slang means. So he's like,
yeah,
okay.
Oh yeah, no, trust. Lynx is good. Lynx is so damn good. She's got this whole fucking place wired. She's like God around here. If I said so, she could snap her fingers, and I bet that program would be out of your head without her even having to come over here. You should keep writing those cells down.
Okay.
I could also have her snap her fingers, and your brain just explodes if you want to see that happen too. So I'd get writing faster if I were you.
Okay. So
I am completely bullshitting, by the way. I am. Yeah. If you fucking write that shit down fast. Get to it.
So Lynx is just gonna like just silent for a second while she just does a quick like the scan ping for the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So I guess I have to guess Lynx has to roll.
Yeah, this is it.
Somewhere. Be like, yeah, I'm God
here. Roll again because you have time, and also, I think for a second you're like, crap, I can't see it. But that's good enough. Yeah, because there's no buildings between you and him, you have like a lot more distance here.
Mm-hmm.
And you do manage to ping into him. So you can set the programs you have, but the ones you have are either turn off the Bluetooth connection or make him go psychotic. So you are going to have to make a new program right now to do what you think you can do. Which I'm interested. Say what?
Or just lie.
You could. I mean, you can just lie right now. But if you actually want to achieve this, it's going to take you to make a new program.
Tell him you can do it. Doesn't matter. Yeah. What's he know?
So how much does Lynx have to like? Can Lynx roll like kind of like a human perception to see like if Fox actually wants to do that, like wants Lynx to turn it off or just make it look like?
Sure. I think Fox, you roll a conversation, and then Lynx rolls human perception to
the one
basically that you guys can directly tell you. Yeah, because it takes a stat that you probably don't have.
I mean, Lynx is terrible at this kind of stuff, so
you got it. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's high enough that out of character, you can just say exactly what Fox wants to do.
Oh, I don't give a shit. You could. I don't care if you turn it off, turn it on. I don't like if you indicate to me, like even if you're like if you say like, oh yeah, I can totally turn this off, like super fake. I won't care. I don't care either way. Fox has no care either way. If you can turn it off, that's cool. If you can't, I don't care. Doesn't matter.
Okay, well,
I think he's also basically conveyed to you. Yeah, Lynx probably can. It's going to take some work, but you could definitely imitate turning it off. I think you're like, oh yeah, I could set a program to basically like turn this man's entire nervous system off if I wanted to.
Yeah,
but actually ending this, I don't know. You don't know what it is.
Start writing those fucking cells down. That's my goal right now. Is get this guy to convince that he needs to write these fucking cells down right now. That's the game plan here.
Lynx is just like I guess like gonna be like, well, I can definitely turn it off, but you're gonna have to give me some time. How much time can you give me? And also, what sort of like, and I guess at this point, like she's gonna start like talking about like technobabble, but like technobabble that she knows like Fox has heard her try to like explain.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking back at dude like, yeah, totally. I would say take all the time you need, given like the biggest shit eating grin at my friend here, and then I'll kind of like cut like mute for a second. I could tell her to hurry up if you get those cells written down.
Yeah, I think he's halfway through. You assume one because Elijah has effectively been watching him, and the guy is kind of torturously slow as his hand is shaking as he's trying to do this. But he has a list, and you can tell it's sort of you don't know what the structure of these cells are, but he has put them in a kind of hierarchy of like dude in charge, people under him, people under them. And it's like pretty well ordered, like bullet point, multi-layered list.
Word.
But he hasn't started to new dude in charge yet.
Okay, cool. So we got at least that one cell written down. So I'll say, yeah, listen, friend, I get you're in a lot of pain right there, but if you want this done, you should probably speed that up. The longer you take, the longer she takes.
Like, the deal was I do more once I can actually move effectively because my entire body feels like it's on fire.
Alright, well, I really don't feel like letting you go that easily, so how about we do this instead? Kat, record for a little bit. How about you just tell me everything you know?
I could give you a whole entire list of names, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to remember. Well, it feels like someone's flaying me alive.
Do you want to still feel alive?
Kind of not really at this point.
That can be arranged at this point, because you're kind of wearing my patience thin, bud. I gotta say.
He taps that list, and to Elijah, just like, these are guys I know that you already had a lead on. I also hate them. If you want someone that I actually like and is effective and knows where you are, because they all do, you're gonna need to convince this man to turn it off.
Fine. Ma, make your way over here when you get time. We'll help the little baby out.
Okay.
Although, yeah, Lynx, you can do this from here. It's just gonna take a security tech check or two to figure out at least a stopgap. Again, you don't know how to turn this off entirely. But you're pretty sure you can make him numb to pain.
Yeah, just give me a couple hours with it. I don't need to turn it off. I don't need it off for a long time. All I need is long enough for him to get this list done.
Okay. And Lynx is.
Fox,
I guess
you
Lynx.
can give him a. Oh, sorry, real quick, Fox. You can give him sort of a compromise by saying, "Hey, we can turn the pain off, but not remove this thing," and maybe that'll get you to cooperate. If you want to roll me persuasion using that.
I don't want to yet. I don't need him to know that. That's fine.
Yeah, Lynx, do some coding.
So Lynx is just gonna roll some electronic security tech.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big
22.
number.
I think that's pretty good. I think, yeah, you sort of referenced the like body scans of the previous guys. You haven't really gotten a look at this man's tech, but you assume it's similar. You do know that the first guys you got are sort of their B team, so maybe he has more in him. In fact, you assume he has more in him, considering you didn't see any like instant pain bits in the previous guys.
Will Lynx have an idea of like where their I guess their neural link might be what kind of program might be used in their neural link to cause this kind of pain?
Yeah, your two assumptions from that roll would either be you would assume it's something like put into the neural link, not like a chip that could be removed, like it's hardwired into it, or it's part of the combat computer. But you would have hoped that Elijah removed that. Although that is still hardwired in. You know Elijah can just kind of rip it out. So
Okay.
you would think it's another device hardwired into the neural link, but you do know it's in there. So you can at least attack it, you think.
And how close does Lynx need to be to actually like say hack into the the neural link, because they have a lot more processing power than the average cyberware. And let's say she doesn't care much about like Arasaka goons, honestly. So turn off the pain receptors, just all of them.
To do that, you don't need to be close from here. You could do it, but you won't. You'd have to probably be closer, or at least you'd have to do a lot more net running power stuff to actually see what is causing it. But like just turning off the pain receptors is kind of like a BS way of getting around this. It won't stop the cause. It will just turn it off.
Just do that.
And
That's a
then
good idea.
also
I like that plan. Do that. Do specifically
also
that.
be able to turn off her own program anytime. So
Oh well, yeah, that's going to be easy to do. Once you program it in, it wouldn't be hard.
okay, so Lynx is gonna do that because she doesn't care about these. And it's like, it's like why waste time? Why waste time actually finding the cause of this thing? It doesn't care about these stupid meat space goons, anyways. They're meat bags.
Yeah, it would be just another security tech roll, real quick.
All right.
Unless there's another skill that you think would be very good for programming, but that's just kind of what we've been using.
20.
Okay. Yeah, the program you make it's still pretty good. Like, it's not your best work. You think if someone tried to like prevent this program from working, they'd be able to do it. Like, it's not a very sturdy program. It doesn't have a lot of what's the word, contingencies. But it'll work for a guy who's literally trapped in a box and no one's gonna come to save him. You just don't think it'll be like a thing you can do in the field, if that makes sense.
Later.
That's fine. So she's gonna deploy it, and then also like, she's like, well, if these guys are doing the interrogating, I guess I should make sure that this guy can actually use their motor controls. So
That's the thing, is that you are just turning off pain receptors. He probably is gonna feel numb like all over, but not so much that he can't write.
Yeah, I know.
He can still
Let's do
feel
that.
pressure. He just can't feel temperature, pain, small objects in his hand, but it's
There
not
you
going to
go.
remove control.
So yeah, I'll just kind of look over and see. You hear that, buddy? It's your lucky day.
So you can hit send whenever you want.
okay,
So yeah, go ahead, turn it. Go ahead and turn him. Go ahead and turn him on, Ma. Let him do his thing.
just goes plunk, hit the enter key.
How's
Yeah,
that
you see
feel?
this
You
man.
okay?
Yeah, as soon as she does that, it takes maybe a split second. He accidentally drops the pencil, and his whole body just like goes loose for a second, and he's just breathing heavily, as like a
Come
man
on,
who
you
suddenly is
two.
allowed to do stuff. Yeah, you're still poking him. He's like, God, you do not understand how much that feels so good.
And I really don't care. Get to writing.
Yeah. He has gesture for the pencil, and Elijah just doesn't deign to bend back down. He just pulls another one out of his pocket and hands it to him.
The waste.
Like, yeah. Elijah's like, I've done this before. I understand what's going on.
Fair enough.
So the guy, he keeps writing down, and it seems to be going pretty quickly. And while it does, he's like looking around and at you guys. He's like, I don't know that you know who's going after your friend Dion. I'll bet that the guy who actually talked to him didn't learn much, but my job is hacking. I know your person absolutely schooled me, but I'm not bad at my job. If you can convince the big guy to maybe sweeten my defection deal, I might be able to hand your hacker a way of finding out who's getting after your friend.
You know, Dion might not be the associate I've had around the longest, but he's a good partner. He gets good work done. He takes his pay pretty cleanly. I don't treat
He's
him
also,
as
living next to you, and so if they decide to bomb you instead of sending a hit squad, it's gonna hurt everybody.
That's true. But Dion's business is his, so what he wants to tell us and what he finds out is up to him. Anything you have that's helpful, write it down while you're at it. Might sweeten your deal a little bit, but if you're looking for negotiating power, you should probably put that on the table first before trying to negotiate. That's kind of how this works. I'm a fixer. That's my job.
If I told you, then I don't have it anymore.
Exactly. But if you don't tell me, then you don't have anything.
He doesn't know that logic works, but he's still writing down.
He's a
It's about
Yeah,
saying it convincingly. It's not about whether it's logical or right.
It's true. But yeah, if you want to roll insight on whether that's true or not, you can definitely go for it. But
Fuck.
or
Well-
human perception. I keep saying insight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Oh, so I'm thinking at the same
21.
time, Lynx kind of wants to experiment with this guy's neural programs. So I
Make
guess
it quick, please.
so she's gonna keep I guess while this guy's nervous system's off and can't feel anything, she's gonna like write that kill program, but also like mess around with see if she can't remotely mess around with anything.
So to be clear, the one that like just turns off his Bluetooth thing, or the one that turns off his nerves? Like which one are you talking about? The kill program.
So first off, she's already written one for like killing killing his nerves, but she wants to see like how exactly are they trying to like control these guys, right? Because it might be a useful bargaining chip later. I mean, so
Yeah, I think that you need to get closer to this building. However, you don't need to go in it. You can just like walk up next to it and then be right next to it and just start like messing with him.
All right. Can we maybe do that like with more expediency at some point? I kind of want to get rid of this guy. I'm tired of this guy already.
like look, Lynx has had quite a day. She wants to mess with something right now.
Stop
I
you.
get that.
Come on,
Yeah, and it's taken him a
research.
while. I think Elijah has gotten to the second page, and this guy's got like a few cells in.
Cool.
Uh,
Yeah. So I guess
maybe
I'll hang
right
out
now.
and let him finish writing cells and let Lynx
Mhm.
do whatever the fuck she wants to. I'm kind of just like hanging back, puffing an L,
Mhm.
maybe like looking at my phone, seeing what's going on, making a call or
Yeah.
two. Who knows?
Yeah. I think Elijah raises an eyebrow at how many he's done already, and he's like, they don't have a lot of good hackers that last very long in Night City. And so he keeps writing. Like they've moved him around a few cells. It's like
Yep. Thankfully, we got the best.
it's like the best. I've had my ass handed to me before. I don't know
Yeah.
about the best. Oh, it's good.
Oh no, I meant Lynx isn't the best. You suck, dude.
No, I mean her. Yeah, I've had my ass handed to me before by people. She's good. Don't get me wrong, but like they once had us try and break into the Wonderland Club. I didn't even get in.
It's because you're just bad. That's like this different comparisons in skill level we're talking about right here. You know, that's like
Look.
you compared to her.
Look, they got some super hacker. I'm not even talking about Cheshire. I'm talking about D. I don't know. He looked a lot like the ex-military guy they got in there, but like dressed like a professor. I thought I was hacking in. He got me going in circles. He made fake architecture. That was some next level shit.
Big gotta know. We'll deal
Just
with
saying, I
that
wouldn't
when
mess with him.
time comes. Anyway, you keep writing. Stop wasting my time.
Oh yeah, he's still writing. He's not even stopping as he talks to you.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll
Yeah,
just
Lynx,
chill and let
how do you
Lynx do
wanna?
whatever she wants to do.
Yeah, Lynx, how do you want to mess with him? You can easily get there. You see the two security guys. I think you are maybe not as naturally perceptive as Fox, but you still assume that they are Militech and they're there to guard it because you know what's going on in that building. But you don't know the signs of that, where Fox is like, oh yeah, those guys are secretly packing and definitely have all this stuff. You're like, the construction guys.
Trust me. Fox knows when a guy's packing.
Like so just gonna quick like it's just gonna quick like morning or I guess afternoon. Yeah.
They nod their head. Like I said, they're new because several of Elijah's guys died like 3 days ago or 5 now. But they're definitely there on purpose. You're not worried about it. They recognize you.
It's like and if I just like walk and like get gestures to like walk and like standing the
Yeah.
wall basically.
Of course. I think they have like folding chairs. They're like, "You can seat?" They just gesture to you.
Appreciate it. So Lynx is just gonna sit down, pull out her cyber deck, and just have at it.
Yeah. So you already like pinged him. You already have access to this node. But what I'd like to do is the one you use to like see architecture, pathfinding. Roll me some pathfinding real quick. We're going to use that as a way for you to understand what's going on in this man.
All right. Well, I guess Lynx can equip a program to improve her pathfinding.
Yes.
So she's
Yeah.
gonna quick equip Sia, give her a +2, and then roll again. 10.
Yeah. So I mean, you still see in there, and you can tell pretty quickly that it's not the same as the other Arasaka guys that you looked at. They have the combat computer, which Elijah did. As far as he could turn off, what he really did is just detached it from like motor control, so it couldn't move him on purpose. But it's still sending him commands, and you can tell that it's like constantly telling him what to do. He just can't do any of it. In fact, you get this like long string of exactly how this computer thinks it should kill Elijah and then Foxy in that order.
Lynx is just like, no.
I mean, it can't do anything. Elijah did remove it from motor control, kind of cheaply. It's like the digital equivalent of ice pick lobotomy. He just kind of broke it in places. But you do see in his neural aware, he has pretty weird neural link. So normally they have like 5 slots, and the thing is just designed to smoothly integrate memory chips or other programs into your nervous system. It's basically like it's just a translator. This one is a lot more than that, in that it, instead of just being a small part of his spine, it is his entire spine. It has a lot more processing power. And as you look at it, it is only one floor of net architecture, but like it sustains net architecture on its own, and it has more than one program in it.
Ooh.
You haven't stepped into it. You're just looking at it. But you assume one of those programs is the thing that is the pain stuff because you don't see anything else.
Ooh. Well, first, Lynx wants to equip a memory chip because she really wants to download some of these programs and mess with them.
Yeah. I'm going to say that's going to be pretty easy to do. What's the role of virus check? Whatever the virus is.
It's the same as a regular net run.
Yeah, okay. Then it'll be that.
7.
Yeah, this is more of a how much time does it take? I think by the time you have it copied, he's going to be done with this list, and he's been sitting there for a little while. But you are going to get it done. It just means that you have maybe one more thing you can do while you're here.
I guess.
Unless you want to luck point and roll again. I don't know.
Why not? Let's blow a luck point and give it a.
You roll a 2.
So I've only used one so far. So. Hey, that's a 15.
That's very good. Yeah, so you're about to set it up some specific way of downloading it, and I don't know enough actual programming to decide. But you're like, no. I can streamline this. So you just like
you're gonna half bake it, but then you slipped it over. You deep fried it instead.
Yeah. It was gonna be bone in, and you made it boneless, obviously.
God damn it,
Much
Tate.
more screwed that way. But
Uh,
anyway, so yeah, you can do that very quickly. So you have maybe we're gonna say three more things that you can do depending on how you roll.
okay. Let's see. Can Lynx head into the architecture?
Yeah. You don't know how these programs will react to that. They're not technically black ice, and they're the only one who is a demon is the combat computer, which is just hamstrung right now, so it can't do anything. But you just don't know how these programs will react.
Okay. Well, Lynx has like this. So Lynx has 3 possible actions right now, and she kind of really wants to mess with this guy. Can Lynx remotely inject a program into this guy? Into this guy's.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So. Okay. Well, this is so the neural prov, and how many programs are in there? Does Lynx know?
I'd say there's 2 other than the combat computer.
Ooh, interesting. And did Lynx already copy down the neural one and I guess the other one? So.
Yeah, you already copied down the combat computer, and it's not much different than even Elijah's. Let alone it's 100% the same as the lower Arasaka goons you already looked at. It's these other 2 programs that are the unique part of this man's neuralware.
Ooh, okay. So Lynx is going to, I guess, put in a remote trigger. So she knows there's already like she's guessing there's already a remote trigger for like for the neural pain, but she wants her own trigger for that.
Okay, you want to imitate it, or you just want to make sure you can cause pain on purpose?
I think she'll. Well, Arasaka kind of sucks, so she'll just make her own.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's still going to be. Most of these are going to be electronic security tech, unless you have another skill you want to use for this.
Okay. 22.
22. Yeah, you look at sort of the form and function of both of these programs, and I think you identify one as definitely the one that is causing pain, and it is pretty simple. It is if Bluetooth no connect, then big hurdy. That's about it.
Big hurt.
That's
Yeah, but you definitely see how they're causing it. They are, I mean, he described it 2 different ways, being on fire or being flayed alive. You think the second one is technically more accurate. It is effectively just saying, like, telling the nerves they are exposed to air, so every sensation around him is translated as pain.
Ow.
Every sensation. You actually streamline it, so it's like, that's still too dependent on stuff. Technically, you could get into like a sensory deprivation chamber, and then this wouldn't work. I don't want to do that. So instead, you just make it like, no, we're just straight going to send pain signal. Like we're even bypassing the nerves entirely.
Send pain.
And in fact, I'm not sure how familiar you are with I'm not sure how familiar you are with actual nerve signals, but I feel like Lynx would be just kind of looking at this. It's like, yeah, instead of the surface nerve signals. There's just like you go to several of the clusters, one level deep, and you say these send pain.
I mean, also it's just directly connected to his spine, the spinal column. That's like,
Yeah. The way that this works technically is that it can't just send his brain signals. This is still a translator. It's just one that holds programs in it so that they can decide what to translate. Does that make sense?
and then I guess, it's the nervous system.
Well, so you make this and you send it, and you can hear inside, but Fox, you're in there watching. He's basically mostly done with this list, and then you see him just stock still for a second, and then it's like he tries to double over, and he just can't speak for a moment. And he's gonna stay that way until Link. Like, no, gosh, you must have turned it off or it failed or something. This is so much worse. And yeah, Link, you can leave that on as long as you want.
Yeah, sorry. Ma's probably just fucking around with you for a bit. Let her have her fun.
Like, shit. God. I will give you the thing for the Dion. He can't speak correctly or think. The Dion. You turn it off, please.
Yeah, hey, Ma, hurting him so much, please.
Fine. I was having some fun too. Okay.
I know.
So that's only a few seconds that this conversation happens. As you go to like turn it off, you can see the second program actually has been attacking yours. And because yours isn't built as a black ice program, it is slowly being destroyed. And even before you can turn it off, it is deleted from his system. But you can act like you turned it off. He doesn't know. So yeah, the second one is definitely a digital self-defense mechanism of some kind.
Well, bye-bye.
But yeah, he stops feeling in pain, and Fox, you can just say, yep, she did it. He wouldn't know the difference. You don't even have to roll to lie.
Well, yeah, there you go. See, no problem.
He's like, oh, that was so much worse. What the
Does
hell?
Fox know that it wasn't actually her?
I guess that's fair. Unless Link says so, Fox wouldn't know.
Listen, I'm just running with the flow right now. I don't really care. Yeah, so you're good now. So go ahead and give us that thing you were talking about.
It's like, yeah. And he gestures to get the next piece of paper. He's like, I'm done with the cells. That's all I got. Elijah shrugs, and the next piece of paper, you see him writing down just a very complicated list of commands and such. Because it is a program for finding the person, effectively, that hired them to get Dion.
Fair enough.
It is going to take a second.
Later. You got anything else important you want to give us while you're sitting here?
Look, I think that's about it. Holy shit, what did she do?
Something cool, probably.
I guess. And yeah, he's writing it down. Like, hell, you want personal information I've stolen from people, I'll give that to you. I just don't know where I kept it, but just don't do that again.
Like bank accounts?
This is the man you saw who didn't flinch when his kneecap was reversed on his knee, and that was like extremely deep pain for him.
Yeah, right. That too. My bad.
Oh, he's like seems fine about the knee. He's like, eh.
Anyway, Ma, you got anything you want to do to this weirdo?
Well, okay. I guess I've made him, enough of a mess of things. So Lynx, I guess, is just going to write like a program to disable first the one that had killed her first program, right?
Yeah, the defense mechanism.
Defense mechanism, and then write one to I guess, like, it won't destroy the one that causes pain, but it changes who can send the signal.
Okay, so basically it's going to add some sort of like authentication to it, so it's like you can turn it on.
Yeah.
Smart.
Okay, so then I will have to roll for each of those, and let's do the digital defense mechanism counter first.
All right. 22. Again.
Hey, yeah, and see, that's pretty good. I mean, this is the sort of thing that you love to do. You're like, yeah, I put points into this thing I didn't need to put points into, so I could do this. And you basically think about, oh, I'll fight fire with fire, and you make a similar program for the self-defense thing, but it's specifically attacking the self-defense thing. And you have to wait it out. Yeah, you're trying to make a digital equivalent of a virus that attacks the immune system. And so it takes a minute, and I'm going to it takes a second, and yeah, your program wins barely, but you can tell it's basically a 50-50 shot. You're gonna have to spend some time refining that, probably, but
Put the memory
it
chips
seems about
forward. We can experiment with science.
With
definitely write that down. Yeah,
Well,
definitely write that down specifically as like an Arasaka self-defense counter,
okay.
because you will have to mess with that.
Okay. Self-defense counter. Ooh.
Spree, I
And
did
I guess
big brain go hurty.
and Lynx is gonna work on that second one to modify the existing
Yeah.
code, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do. Ooh, actually, we could do like a return and we could do it. I don't know if they have like buffer overflow or like return attacks in Cyberpunk, but like you can
If it's a
basically.
thing that exists now with hacking, it definitely exists then. You just have to worry about, I guess, the digital resources. How is this thing designed as to whether it'll work or not?
Well, Lynx is gonna roll for it, but basically, if she can pick apart the code well enough, she could probably like inject a piece of code that will basically, instead of like basically it will when it comes to like machine code, right, you can basically do a thing where if you inject a buffer overflow, which nowadays it's not so common, right, but basically you can have it so that it'll read the line of code and execute it instead of whatever the heck it was like supposed to do.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely. I think that's your sort of plan of attack with this. So, with the 20, I think you manage it with this program, mostly because it's not as sophisticated as the self-defense one. It is pretty simple, but also because you've been looking at it for a while and you do have a copy. So, yeah, you manage that. So, what are you sort of getting it to do instead?
So instead of just like the whole like, okay, no signal, right, turn on
If
pain.
no signal, then pain.
Yeah, because that's an if then, right? That's an easy like if
Yeah.
this, right, then jump to this line, right? I want it to, instead of jumping straight to that that else statement, right? I want to change that that jump to a new block of code where instead, so where it'll be like, okay, if that, right, then it'll jump and say like, okay, and right, do another if statement. This I guess this piece of this program is active, right? And I guess injected like another piece of another program, right? Where if somebody turns on that program, right, it'll send a signal flag over to the okay, but like it'll read that, then it'll run go back to that block of code and run it. So basically, somebody has to turn on a separate program, right?
For them to feel pain. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You could definitely do that as sort of a code level interrupt of this if then statement.
Okay.
Yeah, that works pretty good. Again, it's a very simple one. You think that once they know that you have this program, if someone higher up at Arasaka figures it out, they definitely will make defenses against this specific thing. But so long as nobody finds out you can do this, then
Yeah.
It'll work.
I mean, it's just like a simple like, it's even like that's machine code level thing. So like unless they care a lot of like, if they're gonna dig that deep, right? To
And
find.
that's the thing is you're applying it in, you're putting it in this guy, someone you already have captured, and that Elijah presumably by his sort of modus operandi is going to send to Militech to defect because that's sort of how they do.
Mhm.
He's giving Elijah the information he knows, but I think you've probably talked to Elijah about this since then, just because it's simpler that way. That part of the defecting process is that they will hook this guy up to like a Militech supercomputer and get a dozen different hackers to start trying to recreate everything he's seen and everything he's done at a far more tiny level to learn more and more as possible about Arasaka. So he's in for like 2 weeks of being hooked up to a machine in VR. Where they're going to try and like digitally reconstruct even like the buildings he's been in based on the sounds he heard, that level of detail.
Huh.
Oh, is he?
was also hearing that. Yeah.
Yep, your sound's a little.
Is my
Actually,
audio
it's 'cause
like a
my,
robot? I am sorry.
Wi-Fi was bad.
A little bit, but it's not super. It's like barely noticeable.
Okay, I might need to look into that since that also happened during the game stream. But anyway, that is what you find out. And then Foxy, you just watch this man finish this list, and then this program that you can hand to Lynx.
All right. Well, if Lynx is done with him, so yeah, Fox will once again very awkwardly just like sit on this guy's lap and just go, "Thank you so very dear for your cooperation."
Hmm. Yeah, you can feel he's got a boner. Sorry, that's just the thing that happened.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Well,
Like,
that'll
someone's sitting in my lap. I'm sorry.
I mean, that'll make this less bad for him. So, while we have you, I guess, what do you want now?
Like, well, before you walked in, big guy over here was giving me a deal so I can get away because Arasaka is going to be coming for me.
Uh-huh.
I don't know that
What's your deal
you.
looking like?
Sorry, what?
I guess so yeah, Fox lets just like kind of like look back at Elijah and just go, and how is that deal going?
He goes, well, I can get him to New York where we have our base, or one of our bases.
Do you
And,
wanna?
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of standard procedure. Whether or not he gets to stay there depends entirely on how much they can yank out of him. But I don't know. It's
We'll
better than being here.
yeah, I guess we'll see. I guess.
Have to, though. I'm just saying that because you've helped me with this and he leans in, there is a contractor fee for helping. Like, you get money for this, for every one of these guys that we send.
Yeah, Fox kind of like leans back for a bit, puts like both hands on both hips, and just says, "Did say we let this guy live if he helped us out, and I do like getting money for turning in shitty Arasaka idiots.
What
But
is
I
Fox
really
if not?
do not like you, honestly." And like as Fox like kind of puts his hands back up, one goes around this guy's kind of like shoulder, very, very like seductively. The other goes to his chest and is also holding Fox's pistol. He lets off too. Just
Oh, he just shoots it
bang,
and get it.
bang.
Hmm.
And I'm kind of like,
Yeah, bullets go through the back of the chair into the ground. Elijah doesn't flinch. Like, he definitely saw what you were about to do. He's like, yeah, well, I already got several guys into him, so this is not a big deal.
Sorry, friendo.
It's like 200 eddies next time. Maybe be nicer to you. It doesnn't really bug me. I mean, I guess your requests are like afraid of just the absolute lack of empathy Elijah has for this man. It's 200 eddies though.
Nah.
Didn't even ask if he likes Gundam. Said
Okay.
straight.
He didn't seem like he had taste. So yeah, Fox will kind of just like, crawl out of this like slowly slumped over body off of his lap, kick the chair over that he's in, kind of just be like, we'll get somebody to clean that up.
Yeah, that's what this room is for. I think you noticed there are already stains.
Yeah, I peeped. Anyway, you need anything else from me, Elijah?
Nope, I just figured since you were involved with this, you'd want to interrogate him more.
All right, well, listen, I'm going to grab a drink with Doc in a little bit. You down?
Yeah, sure. Just let me help clean up first.
Cool, I'll come grab you.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's sort of that scene. You guys can go drinking and play that out if you want, or there are a few bars nearby you just go to. And I think that's probably sort of the end of that, unless someone wants to do something.
This asshole some whiskey, so I might as well.
Lynx is not gonna go. She's kind of like yeah, like stress level has gone down, but she's just kind of like alcohol or it's like clearly there's more programs to play with. Exactly.
True.
So you got it right.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Oh, there is a matter of. Oh God, is Jess letting me go tonight? Because like, I hope it's not a night I have Raina. Because like,
roll me a 1d4 on an even. You do.
Okay. You know what? No, this is for the class.
Actually, yeah. Roll me actually a 1d10 plus however many luck points you have, like your luck stat, I guess.
I blew 1, so I have 6 left.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the stat itself? The stat is 7.
Oh no, yeah. Sorry, total number of points.
All right, where are my click clacks? My clackies, where are they? Hang on, I got one. Here we go. Okay, here we go. I got one.
Oh, you're gonna physically roll it. All right.
That's so we can nudge the die and you can't see.
And I rolled a 1.
Oh, well, yeah, you definitely have a kid to take care of.
Fuck! All right. Yeah, I'll just kind of like. But Jess, I promised, and the guys, we never hang out.
It's like, but I also have plans, and you said you would take him. I take her.
Yeah, but like, what am I don't.
What is Fox if not a man of honor?
Fox will kind of like reach into his back pocket, pull out a small chip from it, and just go, "Get your fucking self some whiskey on me, I guess. Leave me alone."
Yeah.
Grazie, Volpo.
He'll just kind of look down at Raina and it's like very gently just go, "Have you ever watched Gundam?"
He's like, no.
You're about to torture
Okay.
your daughter.
He'll be fine.
I mean, she probably has similar tastes, so it's gonna be
Everyone
fun for
has
her.
to experience the pain of Nickel dying someday.
Wow, spoilers.
I mean, it's like a 13-year-old anime at this point. If you haven't, yeah, spoiler for anyone who didn't see Gundam Seed in 1997. Like,
Yeah, like your daughter who you just yelled at in front of.
He's a child. That's fine.
she'll be fine. It's just she
Now,
gets
every time a
like-
new character shows up, she's going to be like, Daddy, is this the guy who dies?
No, I mean,
And you can say yes 90% of the time.
yes,
And
because
you'll be
most of them
right.
die, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're not
I think
dealing
she
with that right
actually.
now.
I think she's actually like weirdly excited of like, oh, so it's like a. Even as a little kid, she's like, so it's a story where there's consequences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She
She seems interested. She's like, okay. She's a small child, and she's already like,
going to focus more on
okay.
the giant robots,
see,
probably.
she's clearly my kid, a child with taste.
Mm.
All right, you two degens go off and have some fun with your debauchery and alcohol. I'll be sitting here with my child, engaging in the finer works of culture.
Oh, you sure got over that quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, what can I say? Child, fatherhood changes a man.
This is not even there.
It's like you remembered you actually wanted to spend time with your daughter.
That's also true. I did say that. Hey, stop rolling things.
yeah, well,
Given this anxiety.
Doc, you have, Doc, you have just a good time out drinking with Elijah. I think he takes you to a bar farther north that is like for operators. Basically, they're like all ex-military types that seem like kind of dangerous, but they all greet him warmly.
There.
And
Pardon?
yeah, you have a good time. There's a lot of like arm wrestling contests of darts and stuff, and I don't know if you participate or not, but you definitely just have a good time. You get to see how various people's cyberware interacts with alcohol. You can tell like Elijah gets a twitch in his left hand every time he drinks. He brings the two other new operatives like it's their rite of passage to go drinking with the boss. He drinks them both under the table.
That sounds like a lot of fun, and I bet there were a lot of hot guys there, and I'm very sad that I missed it.
But you
Generally
got
not people.
giant robots.
That's true. I guess it's fair.
Yeah, you also same role. Yeah, Reyna enjoys big robot fights.
Good.
You only get like a few episodes in, but she enjoys it.
That's fine. That's good. It's all we need is a couple episodes. We'll advance her into the deeper themes about the gray morality of war later. We start with the giant
All
robot.
the times where you could have rolled low.
Right, I know, right? Of all the times I could have, I rolled
Imagine-
really well today. I rolled super well today for the most part. The one roll I fucked up.
Imagine you having to role play that, finding your daughter doesn't like iron blooded orphans.
Oh, I'd be so sad.
I'm like, I disown
I mean,
you
she's
now.
still a kid. She doesn't get it to the same extent, but she likes
All right,
the
we'll
big types.
put
and
her
the
on
characters.
IBO when she's older. It's a bit more mature. She can't handle IBO yet. We'll start off with like Seed, maybe some Wing. You know, just like
Gold fighters,
shit. Maybe even like I wouldn't even say double
chibi
up.
Gundams.
This is a child who grew up in Night City. I doubt that any of this is so dark that she couldn't handle it.
Exactly. She's probably seen like at least a couple people die already. You know.
Yeah.
I saw a few by that age.
But anyways, so what I'd like to do is jump maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So it's like in the middle of the month, like February. It's pretty early in the year. So the things that need to happen are at least 2 hustle rolls. If you want to do something other than the hustle, that's fine. And then you do have to pay your monthly expenses, which I believe are 600 eddies.
Julio, let me go get my. All right, so I'm definitely honestly, I don't see any reason why Fox wouldn't just get back to the hustle. I mean, Only thing he needs to do right now is keep himself low, and what better way to do it than just getting back to what he already knows how to do, you know? Staying in South Night City, moving around, making sales, doing what he got to do, talking to people. I mean, he probably would also, like, keep an ear to the ground for, like, any information about this robot shit, because that did sound pretty important. And, I mean, I want a robot army. That sounds really fun. So, you know what I mean? I'm down for that.
Wait, did Kit ever give us a cut of from that night market when we
Yes,
sold a
I
bunch of
literally gave you all your
Yeah,
cut.
you did.
stuff? Okay, I don't remember how much that was. So
I had it written down somewhere. Hang on. I think it was like 8K-ish for you guys, a little bit more, like a little closer to 9K. It's like 8.5K-ish for you guys, and then I took home like 12 for my cut, because that's just how we get down around here. Speaking of which,
Yeah, we do need to know that before you guys move on to the next thing.
I can tell you if you give me just a moment, because I have it saved on a sticky note.
Oh, hey. Yeah, so in the meantime, while he's looking that up, Link, you do get this program that this guy wrote down. Because he didn't get to have direct contact with the
8382.
person.
Sorry, didn't make cut you off there. My bad.
Sorry, what was it?
8382 for you guys.
8382. All right, so definitely write that down. But yeah, Link, because he didn't get contact with this person, and this person is trying to hide their, I guess, digital signature, it is effectively like a way to find and decode the sort of scrambling key, if that makes any kind of coding sense, that this guy uses. And you are going to be able to just put that out into the data pile, like where everyone interacts with the net to try and find that signature. Assuming he didn't like change whatever encryption key he was using, assuming he's using the same program, you will be able to get pinged as to who this is and be able to find them. But you have to wait for him to actually use that encryption key next. So it might not happen immediately, or it might.
okay. I guess Lynx will quickly set that up, but she's more concerned about the whole Oryx situation, so she'll just like set it up and like forget about it, right? Like just like leave it as an alert. Same with like the whole situation with Doc. So basically like Doc and Oryx's problems are kind of like higher up on that priority here.
Yeah. But if you're just setting that as an alert, you can either run a hustle for the week, or you can whatever role you think you would use for the week to find out more about Oryx's thing. There'll probably be a library research, but I don't want to dictate what you do.
Okay. I guess. Well, okay. So Lynx isn't really concerned about making money right now. So Lynx is gonna, I guess, maybe do like a. The one thing Lynx is bad at, library searches. So hilariously.
I have so much faith in you.
Okay.
Well, it's whatever you want to do to look for this information. I'm just saying if you're looking at the data pile, which is the lame version of the net, or if you're doing something else like social or talking to other net runners, however it is you want to go about this, pitch me a skill and we'll see what we can do.
Okay. So these guys are fairly smart. So they're trying to. So they're probably covering up their tracks and have some kind of. Can Lynx do like a cryptography roll to see if she can't figure out any sort of like interesting, I guess like any sort of weird like strange crypto keys on the net or like or security because
Okay, so you're looking for people who are good at hiding what they're doing but are still talking to each other in some way. Okay. Yeah, I'll allow that.
All right, so Lynx is gonna 18.
18. All right. So I'm gonna have to maybe write some of this down, but you find 3 really well hidden, I guess, conversations using this crypto thing. There is one that with that roll you definitely decode completely, and it's an interesting conversation between someone who you kind of recognize as a net runner. He goes by Spider, which is pretty generic. But his real name, as you unpack it, is Manny. That Yep.
Imagine being named Manny, dude.
Yep. So yeah, he's literally has changed his
Lemur
name
the
legally
chat,
to Manny
yell at
Cannon.
me. Lemur's in the chat, right, guys?
Yeah, chat gave me this name. I am removing the last name because it's too silly. But
His
yeah,
last
so
name's
Manny.
Junk.
It was going to be Manny Delfani, but that's not it. We're not doing that. Sorry, chat. I reserve the right to change names if
Damn
they're
it,
too
chat.
silly. But yeah, so this guy Manny the Spider, you only kind of know him by reputation as a hacker. He also is, I mean, by game terms, a media, because you know that his deal is hacking into systems and then dropping like these huge data packets on like what other companies and other people are doing. You have more than once like run into his at least coding handiwork in a way that you had to sort of hide your stuff, otherwise you might have been part of that data dump. And he is having a conversation with someone deep inside of which company is it? It's a Russian company that does like a bunch of like construction equipment. It's the same company that made like the construction equipment in its very first session, if you remember, that you guys had. They're generally seen as pretty good, but he's talking to someone on the inside who's like, "Oh yeah, it's such and such vehicle. They definitely know that it breaks down in a deadly way under these circumstances, and they're just not going to do anything about it." So he's working on that. But you get a lot about the Spider. You get a lot about Manny. Zarafa is the company name. And I think the one thing that interests you, and it's not really relevant to what you're doing, but maybe it will be useful, is he is talking about how he's developed a bunch of these like miniature robots that are like the size of a fly, and they're designed to let him hack at a distance, which is something that no one has been able to do since the net went down. They're basically similar to your sort of Bluetooth thing that you've developed. He just has like a line of them within a certain distance so that he can just hack into a node from his room, like all the way across the city. Under bad weather conditions, they can't fly around, but he's been doing this. And it's actually like a really advanced technology as far as you're concerned. You don't know how he has developed this. And you also find out where he lives, which has been this big thing nobody knows because he doesn't have to leave. And it's like in the middle of the city, he's actually living in the black zone and like deep in a bunker. Like he gets everything delivered to him. This is a man who's extremely paranoid.
Hey, but that makes it easy to triangulate his position based on deliveries.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you don't even have to do that because you decode this so well that you're like, oh, yeah, he was sending it from here. Technically, he was sending it from his bunker, and then he was putting it along a line of these robo-flies all the way out to this point. But you know exactly where he is.
Interesting.
But he also, collects a bunch of information. So he might be someone you talk to later just to see what he's seen. A second thing that you find, and one that's a little harder to decode and you don't get all of it, is a conversation between a hacker you definitely know, Cheshire, or Chester. Between him and a person that you don't recognize, but because you were listening in on that conversation with the Arasaka guy, you kind of do, D-E-E. And you don't know what that stands for or what it is. He has no other aliases, but they're having what you think is actually a weirdly playful conversation. Like they're almost sounds flirtatious. And D is looking into something about Chester's past, something about like some other hacker named King Caterpillar that you vaguely remember their name, but they haven't been operating for like years. They're doing something about that. I think the thing that pings your interest, though, is you look at D and you look at Chester, and they're saying something about AI, which is, one, super illegal to own one, and two, exactly the thing that you're looking into. They're talking about AI and how you would something disable an AI, or how not to, or how to defend an AI. It's not clear because you're only getting like every other word.
Interesting.
And yeah, they're also talking about this King Caterpillar person. That actually, is there a history check you can roll real quick?
Lynx can try for a history check.
You're gonna have a +3 to this because it is hacking history specifically.
Let's Let's see. Would that go maybe education?
Yeah, we'll say education.
Okay, so 19 plus 3 is a 22.
A 22. So yeah, because you're into hacking and like this is your life, this is what you do. You actually remember something very specific about King Caterpillar, that they were operating specifically in like Central America-ish, quite thoroughly, specifically messing with Militech from about 2020 to about 2038, like a little more than 5 years ago. And it ended with this huge moment because there was all these Central American conflicts, as Militech often likes to instigate them for power. There was this moment during this very big battle that literally all of Militech's tanks just stopped functioning, and some of their very simple, they have like a hologram tech that lets them hide. They all instead projected this image of King Caterpillar, his sort of avatar, which is this like grotesquely detailed giant caterpillar dude with like a crown on his head. Very like it's Alice in Wonderland, where as gross as possible.
Oh, fun.
But after that, he just stopped existing. Like he was never seen again.
Ooh. Oh, that's not good.
Either
But
dead
yeah,
or
they
in
all
hiding, man.
yeah, but they all stopped for like hours, and it literally prevented Militech from like taking over several countries there that like they've been trying to retake Guatemala, they've been trying to retake Panama, which now is its own like independent government, along with a bunch of others South and Central American governments that are like part of like a United States-ish thing. It prevented them from taking that over. I think you've even heard from Elijah that was a battle in which he decided he could not handle direct military operations anymore. It's the thing that drove him to be a Arasaka catcher, basically. It was pretty traumatic for a lot of people involved.
Well, that sucked.
Yeah, you don't know much about it, and you don't know. I mean, you don't know much about what they're saying, but that's like what you remember about this hacker. And there is one last conversation you pick up on, and this one's far more interesting and direct to you because you can't seem to get any of the names, but you do get that someone is selling robots. Someone is selling, yeah.
Selling robots.
And they're describing them as extremely well programmed specifically. You don't know who is selling them. You can make some guesses as to the location, but this is all like you get out of it. They're definitely in Night City, and they describe these robots in certain terms. And I'm trying to remember if you ever interacted with. Yeah, I think that probably you got a description from Doc about the robots that were with his aunt, but they are these red sort of sentinel-looking robots that have spears, and like these spears shoot electricity at a pretty good range as their weapon. They're describing those, the ones that Doc's aunt had as her bodyguards.
Suspicious, especially since the I guess the bug that was planted was originally the aunt's, and it was also hacked. So.
And you two know that Rockland would have the technology to make these bots, and they looked very Rockland to you, or at least to Doc. And he's sort of the expert at that. So
Interesting.
So yeah, those are the three conversations you find over the 2 weeks that you do this.
Okay.
And we're gonna leave that there for a second. You can decide what to do with that later. Doc, do you want to roll some kind of investigations, or do you want to do the hustle?
I don't know if there's anything that I can really investigate, aside from just like waiting for this mysterious figure to, make their move. So I guess I'll just, do the hustle. I guess not
Yes,
like
you
that.
roll a d6.
D6.
Yeah, per week, so technically 2.
Whoop!
Hey,
So I love the
a
sound.
1
Rolls dice.
and a 2. All right. So for a 1, you patch up someone after a firefight. So there's definitely, still gunfights and conflict between the various gangs in the area. Uh, I think it is one of the golden agers that you are more familiar with. I think it's Bane. Like he's back to doing stuff, and he's the one who gets shot the most. So you're just like reattaching a part of his right arm because someone got him real good with a shotgun. But he seems fine. And yeah, you make.
Yes, I should see the other guy, right?
Yeah, but they'd have to bring him in a bucket. He's not joking, by the way. Like very literal, man.
Bring him in.
Yeah. You make. I think that they're being more generous with you. So instead of the normal 100 eddies from this week, you make 150 because they're like basically giving you a tip. Like, yeah, thanks, Doc. That's real good. You've definitely saved our bacon. With a 2, you sold cyberware from a failed medical case. Failed in quotes because you tend to actually see the other guy in these situations, and if they're unsavable, yeah, you just get the bit. So yeah, you end up sort of selling some of the cyberware from a dude that a bucket is maybe an exaggeration, but he's definitely in pieces. And the 200 eddies are mostly a split between the person who brought it to you and yourself for like separating them out and making them sellable.
It's actually up to 300. I ranked up my roll.
Okay, rank 5? Yeah, okay, then the first one is actually 250 because they're still giving you a tip and 300. Sorry, I forgot that you got 5.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
So
that ends up being what you do for the week.
550.
Yeah, total. Which you may note is still not as much as your very low cost of living for the month. The whole point of how this is set up is to be very real to the fact that even doing the hustle, like really working hard, doesn't get you enough to live. So yeah, you
have some savings left.
And that's kind of the week. You are just waiting for Link to tell you there's been a ping to learn more about this person, and nothing happens, no notes. And it's almost, I guess, I would assume unnerving of like, what are they waiting for?
Of course.
And
Making use of that whiskey. But measured use.
And Fox?
Hey, bud.
How are you doing any research, or are you gonna roll some hustle?
So we got 1 week or we got 2?
You got 2 weeks before the end of the month, and then we're gonna.
I'm gonna do some hustle with my first week, definitely, no question.
Yeah.
So was that just a D6 situation?
Yep.
Clicking and clacking. Give me 1 second to get the table up.
Yeah.
I just had it. And then,
I mean, I got it in front of me if you just want to roll.
Oh, fair enough. All right, here we go. Wait, fuck. Sorry. Sorry, that's a dirty. That's a 5.
Oh, okay. 5. You got a solo or net runner, a profitable job, and took your agency fee. You get 300 eddies from that. I'm just going to. Actually, yeah, roll me that D10 plus however many luck points you have left again, just because I like that as a luck roll.
6 that time. Plus 7 would be 13.
13. Oh, yeah, it's going to be over the thing. So this is a netrunner job. Or I guess, what would be something Foxy would be interested in learning about? Is it going to be more Dion thing, more the robot thing? Which one?
I feel like overall, Fox is mostly just kind of like trying to keep his ear to the ground. I think, honestly, more than anything else, what Fox is really interested in is any movement anybody might have heard regarding Stink Meter and his troops. Any movement of like, oh, I've seen more corporate forces gathering up. I've seen more patrols out. I've seen, people asking questions in bars. I don't know, just shit like that,
Okay. Yeah, so what you end up doing is it is a netrunner job just because they tend to gather more information. And you still get the 300 eddies, but you manage to sort of get them a job. You are specifically looking for stuff that might mess with Stink Meter, and someone is looking into this new railway that's being built. There's always been one from about the University District all the way up to the Watson development. If you can see on the map, it kind of just goes around and through, and it's a pretty good one. What you find is someone you find someone a job to like hack into it and not sabotage it, but to make sure that it's not sabotaged. Someone is trying to keep it secure. It turns out there's someone, the like mayor of the Glen is someone you're not familiar with, but they really want the railway to get all the way down there, and they're desperately hoping that it doesn't get prevented as they're building it farther and farther. And the thing you find out is that Snake Miner is pretending like he wants it to go through South Night City, and he's trying to use your mega building being built as evidence of like, look, we can definitely have construction here and nothing bad happens. But he's also secretly kind of sabotaging it, but in a very subtle way of like, there's a bunch of construction delays because he's like getting people to give them subpar materials and not mention it. And it's this very, very subtle push and pull. So there's never this, so it never gets into South Night City.
So he doesn't want it to run through South Night City, but the mayor
And you're not sure why.
There.
Well, the mayor of the Glen just wants it to get to their area because it will improve economy stuff.
Yeah. No, I got you. That's good to know, actually. That's helpful information.
They don't care how it gets there. It's just going to be very difficult. That little section where the University District touches into the Glen, there's just like a lot of very big, important buildings there that you would have to remove in some way, and none of the corporations that own them are willing to do so.
Fair enough.
South City is the best way. And no one wants to make it go through the black zone. They're like, nah, let's not put a train through the still kind of radioactive center of the city. No, thank you.
All right.
So, that's what you learned. You got another week, though, that you can roll for.
I want to do a couple of things with that week, if you don't mind, Tate.
Pitch it to me.
Yeah, first thing I would like to do, if that's comfortable with you, is I'd like to take one of those cars we got, one of the ones we had sitting around from old missions. Take it and get nice and I imagine they're probably like a little dinged up, given that we scooped them off of somebody else. I want to get one nice and fancy looking. I'm talking about like a chrome black on black with the red neon under the kit. You feel me? With the slick wheels, you know what I mean? Put on some fours, you know what I mean? With the neon lights up at the front. You mean I want to do some shit to it? You feel me? I want to look fucking good when I cruise through Night City. Also, if we can make it like a little bulletproof, that might be kind of fire. I'd super fuck with that. Maybe. No, I don't want a blue and purple car. It's not what I'm going for. We could have the neon under the kit. But the car gonna be black on black.
It wants to be blue and pink, and it's like no.
No, the car has to be black on black on black. There's no questions.
It's not very neon.
Yeah, so now I am trying to find it, and I think I will find it in the Getting It Done section, but how the costs for a Nomad to upgrade stuff.
True.
At least that's going to give me the right page. So what I would like you to do is, what skill do you think Foxy would use for talking to the Nomads who would normally do this? Because they're going to be your best bet. Because as much as you don't have direct contact with them, you are friends with Daniel. He's not around, but he's the one that you normally would contact for this. So he would know. Throwing his name around.
I would probably go for... I'd probably go for Streetwise, honestly. Because, like, low-key, I feel like Danny and the rest would probably be aware that, like, you mean, I've been getting into some fuck shit. You mean, I'm starting to make a little bit of a name for myself. So I'm like, listen, Daniel San, you mean, you see what I'm out here cruising around in? This fucking old beater back here, it's not gonna do for me. I need some flash in my shit. You feel me? Yeah. Where can I? Tell me where a guy can go to get tricked out. That's all I need. That's all I need to know.
Yeah. Roll that for me. I think you just message Daniel and ask him for where he would get that done as part of this.
It's a 17. I'm gonna blow a luck because I don't like that roll. It's low. It's too low for me.
Okay.
That's a 33.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Ooh, you got a crit off of that. That's real good. That's real good. Yeah. So, Daniel, like, I definitely think that there's a certain amount of affection between you two just from, like, firefight surviving, but also, like, he's into it. And he's like, yeah, anything for my man. And he actually, like, you just let me make a call. And he calls in, and you get a call pretty quick from someone, like, off in sort of the Haywood Industrial Zone, Haywood, Santo Domingo area outside the city. Yeah, and the person who answers is like, "Yo, Nomad Vehicle Services. What you need, fam?" This person, I will not do accents because I'm bad at them.
I can't do them either. They suck.
That didn't stop
Oh,
me.
super,
They're hard.
super.
Oh,
Sorry.
excuse me.
But
Did
like,
it not stop me?
but yeah, it's super heavy accent that it sounds very similar to Daniel's. I mean, he has much less of one, but like this is someone who has traveled up and down the Central South American peninsula, and they just sort of live here. They're like, "Yo, Daniel said that you're cool. What you need?"
Coolest around, if you ask. Listen, I got a wheel. I'm trying to, make some moves in. I don't know if you heard, but kind of making a bit of a name for myself out here in Nice City. But this little beater I got is not gonna do it. I don't need a new whip. We got plenty of whips around here, but this one I'm pushing around, I need him tricked out. Chrome black body kit, bulletproof, neon under the situation. If you feel me, I need it all. Just run me a price tag and I'll make it happen.
Yeah, I'm still having a hard time finding where in the world vehicle stuff will be.
Okay, let me add my 300 I just got from
Mhm.
hustling.
Is it
Gonna be
after
out here
hustle?
hustling.
What we'll do then is you describe what you want done, and he's just like, I don't know. That's a lot of work, man. That's a lot of work. I'm thinking standard rate, and mind you, standard rate. I'd be charging you 1,000 eddies. And let's be real, if I didn't know who you were, I would be trying to cheat you, and I'd be doing like at least 2,000. We're gonna say 1,000, but I'm gonna be real with you. But if you can make me a deal, if you can make me some kind of deal since you've been famous or whatever, I'll let you do half. But you got to convince me, man.
I mean, let's face it. I don't want to spoil any of my huge plans or opportunities. You know what? What's your name, kid?
I do not have a name for this person.
That's fine. Make something up.
Time for
Yeah,
the
okay.
chat.
I have a list of what chat has said. If chat can give me something right now, I will do it. But which, by the way, Dan, definitely Manny the Spider's last name is going to be Yunk because I'm done with that.
I fucking hate you, Dan. I want to punch you right in your fucking face. Right in your fucking face, bro.
I'm going to take Raymond, and I think his nickname is Stereo. I'm down with that. But no, Spree, we're not calling him Dick Munch McGee. That is not a name someone would pick.
Anyway, more importantly,
Howard Jazz Purple. I like that too.
Purple.
Howard Jazz, you know what? I'm down. We're sorry, Dan, but Howard Jazz is one.
Yes.
Fine. I can save Raymond Stereo for a more opportune time.
Yeah. So yeah, my name is Jazz. I mean my name's Howard, but Jazz. That's much cooler, right?
Listen, I like you, and I think you're a person who wants to be a little bit more in the know. So I'll tell you something really cool. And you know what? I'll put it this way. What I'm going to tell you isn't even the deal I'm offering you, but what I'm telling you is going to be so important. You'll take that deal. Trust me.
Okay.
I'm sure you were around a couple of days ago when Continental Brands went a little kablooey.
Yeah. I was not close by, but I definitely heard it from where I was.
You might be talking to the culprit. And this culprit is about to go up, and up these ranks. I'm going to be the king of this fucking place before long. And how would you like to be the person who gave the king of South Night City his custom whip? Think about the business that would bring you, man.
Oh yeah, you rolled real good. I just rolled the luck for you because you have 5 points. Oh yeah, he's like, oh yeah, fuck Continental Brands, hate them. He's like, yeah, I think we could do that. So I got the only thing I asked to get you that half price is, we here at Nomad Vehicle Work, we got a brand name, we got a logo. If you let me put that on the back of your custom wheel in holographic neon, we got a deal. It's not going to be big. It's not going to be bigger than the back. It's not going to be some big flash thing. I just want to put that on the back because I don't do that for custom work normally. Most nomads don't like that. But if I can get that on you, it'll be 500 eddies.
Okay, why not?
Yeah. And so, yeah, he's down. So you just have to, drive that down there.
I'll push on your way in a little bit.
You get to see his garage out there. He's got like, actually, it's a pretty big old warehouse that he seems to have repurposed, and you get to meet a lot of his workers. He seems to be mostly giving jobs to a bunch of the people out in Haywood. And Haywood is an area right now that has a lot of people who have moved to Night City but have not yet gotten enough money to like live in Night City. There's a lot of what's called shipping crate housing, where it's like just a room and no water, just a room and a bed. A lot of people out there, and he's still running a business. He's still trying to make money, but you can tell that he sort of struggles because he's trying to give these people enough money to move to like real housing in the city. And so he's got like a dozen different people. He has a hard time remembering their names because they seem to cycle through as soon as they get enough to get in. But he seems to be doing good work. He's got like several trailers that nomads have and a bunch of like really heavily armored muscle cars that are definitely meant for rugged stuff. And yours actually looks like it's the least dinged up and the most street vehicle that's here.
Yeah. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna talk that over to my mans. I don't really got much to say to him other than just like, hey, get some good work done. I got some more moves to make around here, so I'm gonna be around. But you need anything, or you want anybody sent your way, give me a call. Nothing but ain't nobody in the city I don't know. You feel me?
Yeah, Jazz definitely is treating you as close to family as possible. Like, oh, absolutely.
You got
Yeah,
it.
And we'll get working on this real good. He has like a bunch of photos that are just like up on a screen that you can scroll through and say, I want this piece, that piece. You want to know what it look like, and it's previous work of his. And he's done some pretty cool like custom ride street stuff that's not as functional. It's more stylish. So you get to sort of pick the car out you want.
Solid. Yeah, I'm just going for like I'm kind of Fox kind of sliding through. Eventually, he kind of says like, "Yo, paint job. I'm looking for a nice simple black. Nothing too crazy. I want pure midnight on my shit. You feel me? You chrome the wheels out if you want. I'm cool with the wheels being chromed out. You mean underwards ain't a neon kit, something like a blue, pink, purple type shit. You mean really fuck him up. You feel me? Windows got to be tinted. Need them bulletproof. The insides, I'm talking like red leather type shit. You mean like bloody red type shit. You feel me?
Yeah, I get that.
That's all I need. You get to work on that. I gotta go make some more moves around, but don't we worry, my friend. We'll be in touch, and this whip of yours will be getting seen in publicly. It'll be getting a spotlight. Don't you worry about that.
No, I got it. Right. And yeah, he gets to work. Okay, what else do you want?
After that is I want to go to a store of some kind. I want to buy a coat. All right, a nice long, like nice long kind of coat with some fur around the rim. You mean some real Baron von Zemo type shit? You feel me? Like I'm really trying to fuck him up right now. You mean maybe even a little bit of gold in the zippers? You mean just like little something like that? Just something to really flex on. You mean?
Yeah. Okay.
We could deal with that later though. That's not super important right now. I just need that. I need that coat. But after I buy that coat, because I don't even feel like RPing that. I just want to go pull up and buy a coat. I ain't even talking over the clerk. I'm walking in, I'm picking my coat up, I'm putting a stack on the fucking table, and I'm walking out with my coat. You feel me? I ain't talking to nobody. I ain't got time. I got money. I don't talk. Anyway, see, let me know how much that costs later. We'll figure that out. The last thing I want to do is after I got my coat and my car, I'm pulling up to Night City. You mean pulling up out front so my peoples can see me? What's good, Joe? How you feeling? I'm hopping out. You mean I'm making the women go crazy. A couple of them probably going to pass out. We'll deal with those later. That's not a big deal. Anyway, I'm going to slide inside Night City up to the second floor to a place I haven't really been in a while because I've been so fucking busy. I want to go talk to my auntie.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to just pull up.
Yeah,
still suited and booted, coated out. You mean chain dangling, everything. Quick little knock on the door. Just, auntie, you in?
Yeah, I think you know when she's around, so you definitely look for spots that time when she's there. And yeah, when you knock on the door, there's just a pretty curt come in. And when you come in, she definitely seems to warm up. Like she's got a lot of paperwork on a desk, and she's just sort of like staring at it and just thinking how to do it. It's like, Fox, it's been a while.
Hey, ma.
Come and sit down. Tell Annie what you need.
Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't come by for a bit. A lot of shit going on if you hadn't noticed.
Yeah.
Actually, that's kind of what I came to talk about. Kind of just like come over, have a seat, stretch a little bit. So, you keep tabs on this whole stink meter thing?
Yeah, Jessica told me some. I've got told by other people around. Elijah keeps me pretty updated.
Yeah,
with this whole
thing?
military thing. Yeah.
What do you think? Not bad, right?
I think it was done pretty smooth. You know,
Well,
I always knew that Stickmiter didn't really like us as much as he said he did. Too bad that he disliked us that much.
yeah.
She does get like real serious for a second. It's like, I'm trusting you. I'm trusting you that you're not gonna mishandle this. That's why I brought you in, is because I do trust you.
Don't you worry about it, Auntie. I got all this on lock. I'm building up some reinforcements right now, getting some people in touch, pulling some resources together, getting what information I can. We're punching back this time, all right? Tired of these assholes running us around.
There's a little bit of an eyebrow, but she does nod. She's like, okay.
Now, there's a couple things I'm going to need for you before we make this work perfectly. The first is, I'm sure you have enough context with the ocean nomads around in the area, as well as anybody else that's been hanging around. Anybody that doesn't seem to want to put a bullet in the back of our heads, I need their number, their contact, their information, and what they can bring to us. Anything. Resources, weapons, personnel, information, anything we can grab. The second thing that I need from you, and this is very, very important, is to keep everything that we're talking about right now on the absolute hush. Now, I'm not saying that I don't trust you to do any of that, obviously, but we got to keep this super, super low. The folks are not going to be operating in some really, really covert shit, getting a lot of really weird shit done. And if any of this leaks anywhere, we're all in body bags.
She does sigh, and you can tell that she's kind of tired. Like, I'll get you everyone's number. I'll get you whatever contacts you need. I'm just telling you that my favors already run thin trying to build this place.
I get that. Which is why
If
the
you
last
can
thing I'm gonna ask you
them
is the
for their
most important.
benefit.
Which is why the last thing I'm going to ask you is the most important, and I'm really sorry to do this. I got to move out.
You got to move out.
These assholes want us dead, not all of you. And frankly, with Jess and Raina around, it's getting too risky. I'd rather that, if anything, and if I just leave without saying anything, then they'll just keep coming here expecting us to be here. And I'd rather me be here when they start fucking shit up than me not be here. So the better plan is for me to publicly, at least, get the hell out of here. Don't worry, we had a pretty good score on a night market not too long ago. I'll save some cash up. I can probably afford at least a solid 2-bedroom somewhere in the middle of the city. I'll keep myself low, I'll stay in touch, and I'll drop by whenever I can, but I can't stay anymore.
She does think about it for a minute. It's like, if you think that they're going to be shooting at you, I agree, but I think we should probably think on that for a minute. If they're trying to take out this building because they don't like us, we're both going to be targets. You because Stinkminer doesn't like you in particular, but here because we are a thorn in his side.
My thought process was to mostly just, with the money I'm saving up, hire some goons to keep their eyes up on things around here. Honestly, we could use some security more than just Elijah and his guys anyway. So my thought was to need to just hire some guys. I met some people at a night market who I thought might be souped up with some high-tech shit, mostly shit that I sold them. And they could probably be some useful things. I have the number if I need anything from them. We also might get an army of robots. It's a long story.
He definitely chuckles at that, and then you're serious, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, army of robots.
That's what I can do. And I think that is a good place to stop. I think the next thing that happens when we come back, or I guess come back 2 weeks from now, is Foxy's going to set up a night market so that he can actually arrange for all this.
That's my thing I need to do. Gotta make
and
it all
everyone can start doing some shopping.
Yeah. I got my Baron Von Zemo coat. I'm cool. That's all I needed. Everything I could complete. I can die now. We're done.
All right.
Probably.
Whomst are we rating, by the way? Do we have someone?
Probably Fey Realm, if they're live. I think they're
my
going
cousin's live, Ollie's live, Molly's live.
Oh, yeah. You know what? We'll raid Molly.
Okay.
I got it. Don't worry. I'll handle the Molly raid. Tate, you do this. Start taking us out.
Yeah. My name's Tate Washburn. I've been your GM at Night City, Neon Lights in Night City. You can find me on Twitter at kinda_writing. I do a lot of tabletop mechanic stuff, writing, fantasy, speculative fiction stuff. Just post pictures of my cat. Not really that interesting. What you should do is join our Discord, because that's where the cool stuff happens. You should also follow this channel on Twitter at Neon Lights Are Play. I got it right this time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Alrighty. Let's go in reverse order this time. Joe isn't here. You can usually find him at Impact Font Joe, I believe, on Twitter.
That's where it is. He hates saying it, but we're gonna keep making him say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hates the fact that it's not Joe Hate Club.
Yeah, it was taken.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to do it, but someone already had it. But yeah, the next would be
it was taken too. So
yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah, Dan, you go.
instead. Hey, I'm Dan. I have a Twitter. It's Land the Dan at with 9 letters and 1 word. No underscores, no numbers.
Okay.
Mostly just pictures of his food. He's fun. Follow him.
Actually, check it out.
The occasional joke, mostly about wrestling. If you liked Raymond Stereo, which wasn't even my joke, by the way, I got that from another wrestler.
Yeah, it's good. I'm saving it. I have even the dumb ones saved.
About the caliber of humor you can expect.
Anyways, next.
Okay. I'm Michelle. I play Lynx. I don't have social media, so I'm not gonna plug anything.
As a true netrunner cannot be found.
Short, sweet, to the point. Don't perceive her. She can't be perceived. What up, folks? It's Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, aka Favorite Fox. If you're looking for me, you can find me on the Twitters at Young Foxy. That's YUNG_FOXXII. Similar thing on SoundCloud. It's actually Young Foxy on SoundCloud, by the way. It's not Young _Foxy. My EP should be done in the next month or so, if I'm not lazy. And so we'll get that out for you guys, hopefully. If you want to see me, you can see me here, both playing in this and also running our Seven Sons D&D physician campaign, and also running, starting next Sunday, our Only War campaign in His Divine Name, and probably also running some other stuff because this is my life, I guess, now. Please stay tuned next week for our for next Wednesday. We have our official Tavern Tales launch. It's our rotating one-shot bi-weekly show we're launching. We're starting it off with a super fun one-shot with our own Michelle making her GM debut. So if you aren't in chat, I am literally going to punch you in the face. So unless you like,
It'll happen.
He'll
fucking
you're
do
into
it.
that kind of thing.
He's just gonna go around on the street punching everyone who can't prove that they were in chat.
Exactly. So be there in chat.
Until he gets to
we got
everyone.
a bit of a break for a bit. On Friday, we're gonna have another Neolites game nights. We're gonna be playing the correct strategy conquering game Stellaris. It's having a feature pack launch the day before, so we're gonna see if we can get everybody in our community that has it to like jump in and play it. Should be super fun. And then Seven Sons, and then In His Divine Name after that, and then the day after that we launch our recap show. So a lot of really fun shit happening, and we made affiliate, which again, one more time, since I have to mention that, thank you so fucking much to every single one of you who has ever come and watched the stream, commented in chat, shared a tweet, got in the Discord, been on stream with us. We've made this happen because of you guys, and I never saw this getting this big. This is amazing to me. I love you all so much, and we're gonna make so much more fun shit happen for you guys.
Y'all are the real MVPs. Thank you.
Realist. Love you all. Be safe. Be good. That's the rule. And
what are we having them say when they raid?
We're gonna raid Molly.
Say ... in Minecraft because it works because she's playing Minecraft.
In Minecraft. We're gonna say ... in Minecraft Kappa.
All right. Thank you guys. Seriously. We'll see you later.
Love you all, and bye.
Bye.
Wait, I didn't get a chance to copy the message.
I did the raid, don't worry. Yeah, it's raiding.